hat.
Excellent. Perfect.
Look, I still remember.
That's the go.
Oh, jeez.
Just like Gary Gygax.
Look, he might have lost or misplaced or didn't realise that. Yeah, go already. That he didn't have his
It's
lid,
like
but
Jewish,
I
you know.
remember somebody pouring themselves a drink in their dice cup.
Now he's medieval.
Now I just hit
I
myself
don't.
with my bell.
And making
All
that
right.
story up.
So, how long have we fluffed around for?
Trying to
Yeah,
smell
it's like,
dusty.
that's beautiful, Dave. Tell us the story.
It's a pity we can't start the game now and we have to wait till next time.
All right, let's go.
Okay, go.
Are you turned on?
I am. This is also recording.
Okay, so it is Wednesday,
I can't believe you
10th
said
of
that,
March
Dave.
2021, and we are starting a game of Dungeons and Dragons set in Mystara.
Not any Dungeons and Dragons. The original basic set.
They don't care.
Yes, they
We already
do.
know.
My church friend did warn me that we discovered why they made a lot of changes.
I say basic set. This is the classic adventure Night's Dark Terror, which transitions from the basic set to the expert set.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Night's Dark Terror.
Night's Dark Terror.
K-N-I, J?
Yes, if you're looking it up on Trove because you want to cheat,
Not K.
it's
Not K.
The night.
The
like
night, not
outside.
the night.
Get on with
Not a
it.
Knigget.
No. But my pen just
Right.
broke.
You are in the Grand Duchy of Karamakos.
Yep.
Is that a pub?
Shut up.
Karamakos. There you go.
Oh, right. Not the Grand Duchy being the pub.
A wild, untamed area under the rule of Duke Stefan Karamakos III from the southern coastal city of Specularum.
there it is.
Outside Specularum, the Duke's control is very limited because it's full of Bulgars, and large areas
That's
of the
it.
Duchy are rumoured to be home to evil humanoids and monsters.
Halflings.
You have recently travelled north along the river from Krakatos to the town of Kelven.
Kill.
It may not be on that map. Yes, it is.
There it is.
You're looking right at it.
It's in the interior.
Kelvin is a thriving, which is an elvish name in origin, but it's mostly full of humans. Is a thriving frontier town that has grown up rapidly following its establishment at the point where the rivers Windrush, Chaturga, and Volaga meet.
Pointed all three of them.
Ball to be consumed.
Song of the
by
Volaga
my
Voltron.
Oh, well, I wouldn't get too worried about it.
Volaga
I'm going to give you
Voltron.
a more
I think
detailed
that's
map in a
Volaga.
minute.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I like a good map.
Much timber passes through Kelvin on its way to Specularum, where it is used to build ships and houses, or else exported to neighbouring states.
I don't feel a pun coming on.
Merchants following the trade routes from Specularum to Threshold and distant Salonika regularly travel through Kelvin, ensuring plenty of trade for the town. So, now, each of the characters will... Well, that's the broader world. And I'm now going to give you this player's information sheet, which is original handout from the book, which obviously I printed out on my printer. But it's got a couple of things. It's got some info on the front. I've just read out that first bit, but the rest of it's basically about how to do wilderness adventures for people who've never done one before.
Right.
And on the back is a hand-drawn, more detailed map of the particular part of Karamikos we were in, which will be relevant to the adventure. Also quite relevant to the adventure is that calendar, because you're going to have to keep, one of you at least, is going to have to keep track of what day it is. And you can just do that by circling the days.
Keep track
as
of
we
deities?
go through them.
Day it is, not deities.
And to be honest,
We probably need to keep track of
I'm
those
not
too.
sure which day it is now, but I'll work that out.
What a son of Zeus.
But
Alright, give me the calendar.
And you don't need to see that yet.
Do we have a midget that follows us
You don't
around?
need to see that yet.
So what I'd like the characters to do now
Yep.
is to say who you are, where you're from, and how you ended up in Kelvin.
Oh,
And don't take all night. And you can write it into your background if you want.
Oh, I'd love to.
Who's starting?
Saxon,
unlike previous occasions when I worked out an elaborate backstory, I haven't actually thought about how
That's
this
to our advantage.
has gotten to this point.
I think
Well,
most
it's
people
twisting
know
up
where
to
they're
see the
from
world.
already because we decided
Yeah, I
that
do.
last time.
I'm just trying to match it up on the map, that's
Oh,
all. We're in
I'll-
Kelvin, are we?
Yes.
Right.
Kelvin's. Where is.
I've got Kelvin on this map.
Okay, where's it on this map?
To, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm
it's,
from
well, it's
here.
not marked on that map.
I'm there.
None of the cities are marked on. That's Karamakos. Look, this is Karamakos. Where's the other map?
So we're in Karamakos?
I've got the other map.
Oh, east of
No, I haven't. Yes, I
Karamakos.
have.
So it's over here
Yeah,
somewhere.
so you need that map to. This map will help you with those two maps.
Is it important that Paul's moving on the 11th of December?
No, don't worry about that.
Right.
That's his revenge thing that never happened.
I needed a piece. I was on the phone and I needed to write that important piece.
This
of information.
squiggly bit here is that squiggly bit there.
Okay.
So this is all of Karametas. Whatever it is. I am from this place here, Tharthas.
Thyatis.
You are
Right.
from here.
No, yeah. I'm from
Dark.
You're Darkin. You're
Dark. Oh, wow, I'm
You're
big.
there.
You're
Wow.
from Darkin.
Well, most of it.
You must have come from
woods.
down south. From Darkin.
Yes.
I've
Look,
come-
we don't
I've
need
come
an
down
elaborate
south.
backstory
Right.
here, kids.
Okay.
Okay, right.
I am from Tharthas. I am Demetrius Rendakis.
I just want some
All right.
photos.
How
Have
did
you
end up
changed
with
your
Kelvin?
name?
I came to meet him
Oh, okay.
because we went to university together.
Did you go to Thyatis?
Yes, everyone goes. Every young noble gets sent to Thyarchus to get a good education.
Demetrius.
Demetrios.
That's how I met him because he got sent there.
You've got a different
That's why he speaks my language.
Excellent. What is your character
For who?
class, Peter?
Oh, I am a fighter.
Fighter.
Okay.
Shazad,
Mm-hmm.
Christoph.
No,
No,
not Christoph.
Demetrius Rendakis.
Oh, you changed it.
Yeah,
Yes, he did actually.
yeah, but I was always Demetrius. I'm pretty sure of that.
Demetrius.
No, I wouldn't have written this down if something
I
had
think
said
I
it.
didn't know my name last time.
Yeah, last time you just made one up and then
Yeah.
you read
Then I realised.
Then you remembered that you had
Yeah.
named what
Yeah.
you wanted to use.
So it's Dimitri.
Yeah, Demetrius Rendakis.
We can just call him Dimitri.
Demetrius.
Dun, 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 dun.
We'll just wait.
Dimitri. Right, so-
And presumably you are
Demetrios.
of pure Phaeacian blood.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
And so you speak with a funny Phaeacian accent.
Yes.
Funny for around here anyway.
Yes, they all speak with a high nasal tone and are gay.
No,
Dun, 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 dun,
No,
dun.
you can't back that up.
not all of them. Let's be reasonable.
Babies have to come from somewhere.
Exactly.
Okay, is everyone else happy?
Lie.
You can go, Jono, because nobody else is.
Okay, nobody else. My name is Miroslav Stojanovic.
You must be from around these kind of places, maybe.
Well, I'm an unusual type of character.
Oh, don't
I
be
am-
too special.
And I don't know much about my background. I grew up in the Dimrak forest.
Oh, in the Dimrak forest.
I don't know
Yes.
much about my background. I was drunk through most of my childhood.
Oh, I
I
can.
do know that my parents look very strange and that I look very strange, being blonde and blue-eyed.
Oh, you must have. Oh.
And my business here in Kelvin is my own,
From where, sorry?
the Dimrak forest.
What's your last name again?
How do you spell that?
Stojanovic.
Weirdly enough, we're going to visit some Bulgarish settlements in the Dimrak forest, so presumably you're from around there.
I just picked a random spot on the map, so that's kind of good, isn't it?
This is rather good. That's rather coincidental. Ooh,
I actually
Let me
spelled
take
it
a
right.
photo of this one. Coincidental. Good shot.
I
or
just spelled
serendipitous or something. In which case, you'll probably know this chap you're about to talk to. At least by reputation, if not by his face.
Okay. Brisbane?
Where's Ghazi from?
Who?
Ghazi language.
Oh, that's
That's the Arabic.
The
kind
language of the
far
Easterners.
far off lands that aren't really on the maps.
Well, then I assume that I'm from Thyatis originally,
yeah, that makes sense.
but then I must have been wandering around.
You've learnt some Ghazi language.
Yalaruan,
Yes, exactly, Yalaruan.
doing religious stuff, and now I'm
You're
back.
trying to convert the heathen.
Exactly.
They converted right back.
And now I'm back.
Excellent. What's your name?
You've probably come
Luca.
up here to spread the word of your god in the local area. That
Good for
makes
you.
sense.
He's Blucher the Marshal. Okay.
You're not proselytizing, are you, Urban?
He
Well,
is.
that was when I was in
He could be stoned to death.
the place I've already forgotten the name of.
Yularuam.
He's
Yeah,
what's
when I
your
was
name?
there
Demetrius?
wandering around.
Demetrius Rendarchus.
There may have been
The third.
The odd proselytization.
outposts of whatever the hell.
Dr.
religion
Dave, oh,
they
sorry,
are.
Teacher Dave, you
Which
are?
one?
Question, we
Actually, I
don't
don't
know. We don't know what religion you are, but we can work something
Can I
out.
pick one from a list?
Yes.
Or is
Well, I don't
there-
have a list, but you know.
Alright.
Just make one up.
Teacher Dave, what's your name?
I am Vladislav Bakary.
Works for most of the world's religions.
Vladislav Bakary.
Except for mine.
Don't know
which
what
is
to
really
say.
right.
I am from
Have you already done your
Darkin.
thing?
Yes.
I think it should involve magic spectacles.
I've got a wiki on the gods of
You want to be
Mastara.
wearing spectacles, don't you?
What
You know,
What a
like
line.
what alignment are you, Urban?
in the
I am
John
C.
Smith in the,
Lawful.
Would you like to
Oh
hear?
yeah.
Would you like to be a follower of Faltus, god of justice?
Oh, definitely.
I'm not sure why this is funny for Peter.
He's called Falters. He finds faults.
Basil for short. It's spelt with
That's
a
not how it's
PH.
spelled. P-H-O-L-T-U-S.
OLTOS.
My God, Falters has found fault with you.
HOLTOS.
P-H-O-L-T-U-S.
So what am I?
Faltus, god of justice. So you must be.
No, not a god.
What are you? You're a cleric of that god. Yes.
Also, there's not. It's not called Fultosium. Please.
Oh,
make it-
as in
Please tell me
religion.
it's called Fultosium.
Faltossicism.
Fultosium.
Faultian.
Faltusicism.
The Falters.
You're
Like a famous
Faltus.
Fultosis.
The Taoists.
I'm just looking at the other options. Apparently, there are 9 gods.
We did the last.
Faltus.
Followers of the faulty Taoists.
Why
Faltus,
did
god
you
of
pick that one
justice.
for me?
Because it's lawful. He's a lawful god.
Okay.
Elona, goddess of the forests.
Hmm.
Leah, goddess of art. Auril, goddess of the sky. The Raven Queen, goddess of death. Cass, god of spite. Asmodeus, god of tyranny. Leoxed, god of all-consuming destruction.
Who's the god of spite?
And Orcus, god of undeath.
Oh,
Who's the god
Jonah
of
hasn't
spite?
brought up Anoia.
Okay.
Kaz, C-A-S.
Kaz, man.
so we're not
Stuck in
gonna
me.
we're not gonna pick a god.
No, it's just irrelevant to him.
Kaz
Oh.
is
Could I go
just
with
a
the
total
death one, or
hipster,
is
you
it
know
no?
that.
Yeah.
That's,
Well,
that would be an
I'm
evil
going
one.
with the lawful one. So there's a god of
hadn't
justice,
realised
no.
there's a god of
Queen
sky,
had
goddess of
existed
sky.
back before 4th edition.
What?
No, I've got a good
I always
justice.
thought you just turned up for the first time in 4th edition.
I assumed as a
Obviously
cleric
she
I had to be lawful.
Back history.
No,
Back
you
history.
don't have to be lawful. You could be a neutral cleric or something.
Evil.
In this basic game, there's only lawful, neutral, and
Chaotic.
chaotic. That's all there is.
No,
I
not
got
chaotic. Is that
lawful.
what
That should be
I'm
fun.
guessing the god of spite
Oh,
is
you're
chaotic.
lawful. Well, we're gonna get
The
along great on
god-
chaotic.
No, we're the odd couple.
The god of spite is chaotic. Yes.
Even in game.
That sounds right.
While the god of tyranny is lawful.
Yeah, that would make
Wow.
sense. Awfully.
I can be Felix Unger and you can be Oscar Madison.
Oh, is that right?
And
I didn't
Orcus,
see
god
it
of
that way.
undeath, is chaotic.
How do you know
Yeah.
that? Now, Ray, what's your character's name?
My name is Shazad.
Shazam.
There I am. That is what I look like.
Ooh, very nice.
Looks like Ray in a turban and a beard.
Shazad.
Yeah, I saw you.
Saxon, what's your name?
Shazad.
I
And
Come
Kabubi
from-
the camel.
Oh, wait.
where do I come from? I come from
Kypros.
Kypros,
Kipper world.
and I am of Ghazi extraction.
That's cool.
I am traveling the world, seeking forgotten knowledge.
Ah,
Do you
this
have-
is just the adventure for you then.
Do you have a black cape?
No,
You come from
it is
Kypros?
sequined.
Ah,
You come from Kypros.
okay.
Are you Turkic or are you Greekan?
Ghazi.
It'd be more the Turkey
Which
than
is
the
the
Greek.
Turkey.
Phaeacian,
Turkey.
in this world, Phaeacian is the Greeks and Ghazi is the Turks.
I'm the
Ah, right, gotcha.
and he's the Bulgarian.
And what
And
about
he's the
you,
Bulgarian.
Saxon?
Thurston is a dwarf from the northern lands.
Did you say Thurston?
Thurston? Yes.
Sorry.
And I realise now I'm going to have to go and actually look up videos to actually give myself a Nordic accent because I can't fake it.
Well, that's all
at the moment.
fine.
Just do Scottish.
Presumably you're down here to visit relatives
Nah.
or something.
Well, I presume I'm off just questing and seeing the world.
I'm fed up with
Or just
Scottish.
adventure.
Oh,
Yeah,
come
just
on. You've got to be a Scottish.
And yeah, but he's
can't say that.
from
Buddy.
Stockholm.
You kind of chuck a dollar.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
What's that rubbish?
Such a freaking
No.
cliche.
Oh, don't.
It's all about how it's done.
Don't.
What I would love is somebody to do an Aberdonian dwarf.
Make him Italian.
Oh, an Italian.
No, Aberdonian. So in other
Look
words,
right. It would
so
look
thick
right.
Scottish that when he's speaking English, other people have to translate
My
for people.
favourite dwarf
What
is
about
Castaneda from
a
Discworld.
Mexican dwarf?
Yes, senor.
Yes, senor. You think you're a very big man. I got something else to show you.
Oh, God.
I've lost my place. Hang on,
You're a dwarf.
I found it again. We're all good.
It's the scarf that I wear, isn't it?
He's a dwarf. He's a dwarf.
Everybody
he's a
always
dwarf.
picks it.
All right. So you're all in
Yep.
town
Yep.
and you're all looking for work.
Yep.
Not fortunately,
Yes.
somebody's got a job for you. So this is
Perfect.
the first time you all become a group
What can we
Okay.
because
do?
he's hiring a lot of you.
Yes. Where can we go? What can we do?
Before we start though, give
Let's get some cash.
right in your belongings
Yep.
one potion of healing. I think we should start
Ooh,
with
we're
one
each going to
potion.
have one.
Yeah, one each.
That'd be a magic item, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and just because that just means we don't have to fudge later when you die. At least not the first
Potion of
time.
healing.
At least not the first time.
You encounter a kobold. Go. Okay, we're screwed.
All right.
Potion of healing. Okay, good.
So, Stefan, a red-bearded man. You know Stefan, or at least you've heard of him. He's from one of the settlements of the Dimrak Forest. Aha.
I don't.
Oh, is your father that guy whose name we've both forgotten?
Von guy.
Von guy.
Ivanov.
Just
Yeah.
this guy. you know.
Da.
From up the river.
Da, that's right. That is right.
Ah, okay.
I am son of Ivanov. Da.
Are we all together?
Yes.
You are
Yeah.
now.
And we're in a pub?
Why not?
Well, you're actually in the market square at Kelben.
Okay. It's like a pub
Only hotter.
and no beer.
I'm not overly keen on
I'm
somebody
sure
who
it'd be-
knows me being here.
You should kill him.
No. I'm a thief. I'm not a murderer.
Oh, you're a thief. Stefan, I have a job.
Full top. My God.
My brother Piotr,
Is that your god?
Piotr? Yes, I know Piotr.
he's clan head.
I laugh at it.
Clan head at Sukiskin, a homestead in the Dimrak Forest.
Where's the map?
Who?
Ray's got it. Quick,
Piotr.
the map.
Yes.
You know Piotr, right?
Piotr.
Everybody knows Piotr.
Piotr.
Spell it.
Pyotr.
Piotr.
It's the Slavic version of Peter.
Yes, Piotr. We need to go see Piotr.
On behalf of my brother Piotr.
Oh, yes.
I missed the text. Just give me a second.
He's a sad man who wishes to die.
Well, it's
Well,
come
we're
to the
just
right place.
for that. Yes. I need some murder hobos.
Yeah, exactly. I heard you were murder hobos.
Kill me! Kill me now!
Now, while he's looking up his flavour text,
Run me through.
I don't have flavor text. That's the problem. I'm trying to read the paragraph and then convert it into flavor
They don't
text.
give you
while
flavor
you're
text?
searching,
Not for this.
does the phrase "murder hobos" actually go back to this period of D&D?
I don't know when it was invented. I'm not sure.
It's a very good description.
It
A
is.
little bit more
Perhaps a
recent.
little too good.
Anyway, I'm just going to give you the flavor text without. Well, I'm going to give you the information without turning it into flavor text. Basically, Piotr's clan, one of several that live in the forest, makes their living catching and breaking wild horses from the northern moors, which is just to the north of the Dimrak Forest.
There are none finer.
No, use the other map. Use the more detailed map.
I don't know. I didn't get the more detailed.
Where's the handout?
I have no
Where's
idea.
the player's
I think
hand?
Ray or you or somebody.
I've got the calendar.
Yeah, you just need. Most of the time, you'll just need that map
Right.
from now on. Those ones are just for broader context. So, Sukiskin, Dimrak Forest, moors. You're done. All right.
Yes, I know the horses that they get from there. They are fine. to be honest.
Zukiskin.
Recently, we had the good fortune to capture a small herd of pure white horse.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, very nice.
Soon ready for sale in Riflin. I don't know why I'm not entirely speaking in clear English.
That place.
Because I started you off in
Apparently, I'm speaking in Thaietian instead of my native Bulgarish, and therefore it's slightly simple. Apparently, we're all speaking in Thai.
So-
I think you all speak Thaietian, so it's a reasonable thing to speak.
I do.
Anyway.
Yep.
There it is hoped the Kalari elves will pay a high price for them, as the white horse is a symbol of their tribe.
Where?
The Kalari. I don't know.
Not
what
where,
it is.
who. Kalari elves. I don't know, I can't remember. Actually, it's from...
Sorry,
they're
I
from
misunderstood your sentence. You said there they will do that. Don't worry.
where they want... Oh, yes, there is a place. Riflian, which is on that map.
Yes, there.
Riflian. Riflian.
Your ends are weird.
I didn't
I don't think he wrote this.
didn't draw this. Don't blame me. Where was I? They'll be ready for sale at Riflian, where it's hoped the Kalari elves will pay a high price for them, as the white horse is a symbol of
This
their
is the
tribe.
role-playing version of your ball game with the cows.
I hope so.
Piotr needs a few guards to ensure the horses arrive safely at Riflian. He offers 100 gold pieces per character.
Well,
Well, that's his starting offering.
100
Yeah.
gold pieces is 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, and not enough for our services. 200
No.
would be a good price.
What's your
Each.
charisma like?
Yours is mine is too.
Are you sure you want to be leading this
I'm
negotiation?
I'm suggesting it. I'm-
want Michael. We're very
I'm
special.
Give us more
suggesting it.
damn cash, you doofus.
I'm
And-
suggesting it to the
and
group that have. What's your
better
charisma?
charisma than us.
Okay,
Who's gonna
meta
do-
what's your
game
charisma?
here.
I'm Mr. Cray, and
Is there
this
anybody
Mr.
who
Cray.
has a positive modifier?
more
on
dollars.
Oh my
charisma?
god!
So you
We're a
didn't...
bunch of ugly shits
Yes.
that are just
Yes,
wandering
you didn't
around.
know-
Okay, so
Hang on,
Ray,
hang on. I
We can
am
stab him.
I've
for
got
taking
9.
money.
I'm totally neutral in my charisma.
You've got no. You
so am
try
I,
that.
yeah.
So I'm quite a looker in the group.
It's got nothing to do with looks. It's personality, man.
Well, it's both.
Well, I'm obviously got a better personality than you guys as well.
Who do you think is Mr.
You
Cray?
and, you and I just look at each other and think, why are we in with this bunch of ugly clods?
Stabbing his foot to the floor.
That's because
Come on,
that's
come
why.
on. We can squeeze this guy for more than 100 GP. Come on,
No,
somebody.
no. We can possibly squeeze this guy.
Go, do it.
You can't.
Do it. Do it. Go and ask him.
Do it.
What's your
Do
charisma?
Look, it's
Do it. I'll stab
dangerous.
ya.
It's a lot of
Zero.
horses.
It's a zero mod.
I'm 0 mod, yeah.
It's a lot of
So-
horses, Jono, and we've got to, I'm not.
He's
you
not
know.
well.
Okay, well, I
He's
will
not
roll for
friggin-
I will roll for charisma.
He's
since
ugly.
there's
He's got
nobody
nothing
else.
to live for.
This is not City Slickers. I'm not Billy Crystal. I don't know.
19.
Bring this shit.
19.
Hey.
The charisma is neutral.
Hey.
neutral, yep.
Hey.
Oh, I should roll my own dice.
Come on, Piet.
Yeah.
These horses
Yeah.
are
Roll
valuable.
the curse
God.
dice. The curse.
Curse of Day.
Curse of
Let's
Day.
go. It's real. It's a thing.
It's a thing. It is. Oh, it so is.
13.
Thing.
Does that mean that I...
Better than what? That's not bad. What do you mean so is? 13 is
Do the
bad.
raw.
Do you know it? Anything less than 20?
I got 19.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
Um,
Come on.
so
200.
what are you
Ask me.
offering in? What are you
Um,
offering? What are you suggesting to me?
Okay, well, I'm suggesting
What are you
that...
drinking, mate? Oh,
I'm suggesting that if you have a look at this is a particularly fine group of people. They will
Who
get
I've
this
never
job.
met before.
Yeah,
They will
but
get this job
let's
done.
sell ourselves.
They will get this job done. I'm not
Yeah.
upselling myself too much because
Right.
my charisma isn't brilliant. It's just better than you.
Anyway, 200.
At the end, we could sell them
Are you
and
asking
then keep their
200?
money as well.
Yeah, 200 each.
That is outrageous.
It is, which is why you'll pay it.
I think it's French now. I just said something in French accent.
I'm waiting for it to become Irish.
There's no way I'm
Or
paying
Indian.
200
Oh,
gold
that's
pieces.
outrageous.
Ask him what's his upper limit there. Come on. Push that.
That's not how you
Surely you
negotiate.
How
Surely
to
you can sharpen
haggle?
your pencil a little bit on
Come
that.
on, make me a more reasonable offer and we can talk.
We will get this done, and we will get this done quickly.
For how
That's
much?
not an offer.
One, look, one
We'll
city.
go-
One gold
We'll
piece.
just
No.
170.
Discretion assured.
Yeah. We're lowering. We just tell him like we have to. Like we've got costs, you know. We've got.
There's no way we can afford to pay you
We have to pay-
170 each.
We have to pay for armor chafing.
You know, it's not real money. You can't afford it.
Micromail. If we could only afford micromail, that does not chafe.
Come on, make another roll.
Come on, one.
And give me an offer.
One,
Give
150
me
or we
that.
walk. Come on, 150
Okay,
or we
that
walk.
wasn't so bad.
Wouldn't my
Wasn't so
grandma
great.
like a cheese
You can find
grater?
someone else.
Channel your
150,
inner
which you
Jim
couldn't
Dark
take on
magic.
the roll.
150. Our final offer. 150 ahead. 150.
Done.
Done.
Okay, 150 ahead.
Fantastic.
Now, let us
Perfect.
drink to our arrangement.
Yay!
The giant sheep.
I just quietly, without
Yes,
anybody
they
So
noticing.
have
that's
no
150 GP each.
Yeah.
We just ripped
Write
it off.
that down, Ray. Shut
He
up,
takes,
Ray.
he takes you to the
To the White Dog.
to the establishment, local establishment.
Are we being paid before we do the job?
I hope so. Then we can just piss off with the horse.
Mishka for everyone. Well, for these people, not all those people.
Tell me it's a drink and not a girl.
It's like a Bulgarish
Maybe
it's a
it's both.
Bulgarish spirit, and you're
Okay.
not quite sure how they
He's
make
giving
it.
us ghosts. Stab
Actually, you
him.
would know how it's made.
I make a great show of drinking
It's
my.
quite strong, but you only get.
I make
like
a great show of
Must be
drinking my
girl.
mishka, but surreptitiously tip it into the very badly dying pot plant.
Okay then.
I drink
You're
it.
not a real Bulgar then, are
I
you?
drink
Oh,
it.
oh.
I drink it.
No, but I'm keeping myself on task.
Do
Okay.
you have newspapers so you can, like, when you go to sleep, roll them up and put them around the room?
It's rather harsh going down, but it is sort of warming and tingly.
I
And if
throw it
you're
back.
used to it, like
Yeah,
a
I'm used to it.
true Bulgar, then
Yeah, I am.
I'm absolutely used to it, but I'm also well aware of the fact that I'm keeping my eye on this cloud.
Oh, okay.
I throw it down, slam my glass on the table, and say it's empty.
I'm not paying for another round. You've got enough. already.
I would not drink this heathen drink.
All right, I order another one.
All right. So he says, "Okay, this is how it will go.
Okay.
Never
Alright.
mind.
Now I have two.
I will arrange passage for your group
Yep.
on a riverboat of trader named Kalanos.
Kalanos.
Kalanos the riverboat, right?
Kalanos. So Kalanos, the river trader. Which will make its
Is the
first.
name of the boat or the person who
The
owns
trader,
the boat?
the merchant, is named Kalanos,
Maybe
which is a
it's called
Thaiatian
boat.
name, funnily enough. When the boat makes its first trip of the spring up to the forest lumber camps.
Okay.
The Kalanos boat will leave in a week's time on Moldane, the 7th of Thalmont.
Shit, quick! It's somewhere here. Moldane.
So
Quick, you do it.
Moldane.
circle the 7th of Thalmont.
Thalmont. Belmont?
It's the first
Or is that a
obstacle
T?
in your
being
first
encountered.
test.
Is that
What
is that,
is your
is that
intelligence?
Belmont?
No, Thalmont. There, up there.
Oh, it's up there.
Valmont, not Belmont.
What is the
The
day
17th?
today?
The 7th of
The
Thalmont.
What's
Jesus,
the week
far
today?
already. A week today. Then,
The
therefore,
12th.
So today's the last day of the pre-Felton.
Look, nothing's going to happen until this
Thalmont.
boat goes. So it
What
will-
if he's using the,
The very
curly
next thing that
calendar that's
happens-
5
let's
days
say it's
out
the
from
first.
this?
Let's say it's the first of Thalmont.
12th.
Okay, and then we leave on the 7th. It's the first of Thalmont.
Well, what's the
And
day-
thus the
what's
Russians
one
arrive
before?
late
Sorry?
to
What's
Austerlitz.
the one before? It's
No, let's just say it's that.
the
No,
28th.
it's easiest
it's the
this way.
28th of
Of
Vellamont.
Vatamont. Do you really want it to be that?
Fight.
They're arguing
Calendar
about the
fight.
calendar
Calendar
already.
fight.
the boat's leaving on the 7th.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters.
Yes, it does. Of course it
What
does.
today is, Matt?
Sorry?
Doesn't it matter what today is?
It's a holiday.
Yeah,
It's
Today. Today is the 28th of Vellamont.
It's the 28th of Valamont today.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Exactly.
Saxon,
21
could
days
you,
after
could you
we should have
redo the timestamp
Yes.
for us then, please? It's the 28th of Valamont.
I've put the heading
And
on
it's-
mine. The 28th of Vellamont.
Where is the Valmont?
Moldane. Moldane, the 28th of Valamont. Go, Saxon.
Today's Moldane, the 28th of Vellamont, and we're
Hang on a
playing
minute.
Dungeons and Dragons.
No, it's not the 28th.
And we are in
it's
Mistara,
the first,
like
isn't it?
literally.
No.
And when are we leaving?
No.
On
it's
the 7th
leaving.
of Valmont.
Leaving in 7
Oh.
days. I was
So,
wondering,
if today's
What comes before
28th of
Valmont?
Flamont, and we're leaving on the
it is-
7th
we're
of
living,
Valmont,
we're
Take this
living
seriously.
on
have we got
Moldane, the 7th of Valmont. It is currently
The count.
Moldane, the 28th of
Oh my goodness.
There's 28 days in Vellamont.
Valamont.
37 off
And we're going to go on the 7th of Vellamont.
Yeah.
And it's Moldane.
What can you not
And it's
understand?
Moldane then. It's a week from today.
I hate
Today is
Moldanes.
Moldane. Tell me why.
I don't like Moldanes.
Anyway, the calendar's actually quite important of adventure. We need to keep track of it.
I'm doing it. I'm marking them off.
Anyway,
I'm recording it.
so in a week's time, you'll get on the riverboat, Kalanos' riverboat. He can take you up to
Take a
Misha's
photo of this
Ferry.
shit for people. They won't
Like
believe.
the
it.
Oh,
Ferry. Now,
Misha.
is that an actual ferry or is that just a town name like Wiseman's Ferry?
It is an actual ferry.
Right.
But Wiseman's Ferry has a ferry.
So he will take us to
Yeah.
I've
Mish's
actually been
Ferry.
on it, so yes, it does.
And that's why it's called that, because it was a ferry.
Well, yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is it's the name of the town.
Misha's Ferry, which is a day's march from Sikistan, as you would know. Yes.
From
I know
where?
it is.
Ah.
So you'll take. So
Where are
another
we
way.
going?
So you're taking the riverboat from
We're going
Kelvin
nowhere.
to
Yes.
Misha's Ferry. You
Yes.
need the other map.
A day's march from.
That's the only map that really matters.
Right, Kelvin to Misha's Ferry, right.
They're
Yes,
holding
exactly.
the map, so I can't see them.
We're not.
Misha's Ferry.
Yes, but there's a day's march from somewhere.
Then you're
Kelvin.
marching to
Oh.
Sikiskin. A day's march from Misha's Ferry to Sikiskin.
That's
That's,
a day's
where you're picking
march.
up the horses.
I ain't picking up no horses.
And then
Too
the
big.
plan is to take those horses from Sikiskin to Riflian, which you'll have to do overland.
Well, that's money for old rope, isn't it?
So after making his arrangements, Stefan leaves Kelvin, promising to meet the party in 1 week's time at Sikiskin.
We all die of starvation before this happens.
7 days time. Yes, I've got that date marked down.
So
When you'll die of starvation.
7
Well,
days from now.
we need 7 days worth of hardtack biggies.
Like what's the big thing? We can get food. We can buy food. We've got
Peter.
150 GP each.
We're in a town.
So we got paid before we did the job.
I believe so because
Yeah,
he
but-
said
but when
I've
you
already
leave the
given you
town,
enough
you're
money.
working
we need
town.
hardtack biggies.
So I took that to mean I've been paid.
So what we do,
Later on, you'll get paid
Dimitrios, Dimitrios, what we do is we
not
do
my
this
fault.
amazing
Forget.
thing called buying
one?
food. We're in
That
a
one?
town. You can do that.
Do they sell hardtack biggies?
You don't
buy
need
food
them.
on the last
So-
day of the month. Everybody knows
Well,
that.
but when
The
you do
shop's
your overland
closed.
trip from Sikiskin to Riflian, you'll
Leave
probably
that
need
to me.
some food that will last.
We'll need
yes.
a wagon
No, I'm
to carry
lawful.
this
No,
hardtack.
there'll be no wagons.
We'll get like 2 years worth.
I didn't
So Stefan will meet us there.
Okay.
Stefan will meet you
Mish's Ferry.
no, he will meet you at Sikiskin because that is his home and that's where the horses are.
Yep.
Which.
We are gypsies.
Yep.
Basically, he's paid for you to go for a free
Yep.
ride on the riverboat from Kelvin to Misha's Ferry, and then
Yep.
you make your own way from there.
Yep.
Then you pick up the horses.
What's Piotr got to do with
We
it?
buy a week's worth of meat and bury it in the ground covered in salt.
Oh God.
So
He's a
so
very friend of my
giant
father's.
sheep. We can eat those.
so
The white ones.
Piotr is the
Excellent.
clan chief. Stefan is his brother,
Yes. Okay.
and Stefan just did the deal with you
Thank you,
giant
Stefan.
on behalf of his brother. the
For
clan
150 each that we've already been paid. Just want to clarify that.
chief. I don't think he has paid you.
He'll pay us cash on
I
delivery.
went to buy a second round and you said he wasn't going to give me any more money, so I assumed I had some.
Yeah.
No, he said he wasn't going to
Remember,
buy you any more
All
alcohol.
precedents are set in stone, Dave.
No, they're not.
So
No,
He's
we-
the malevolent god of
So
this.
we get paid upon delivery of the horses.
We do.
That
Yes, from
sounds
the profits
reasonable.
of their sale.
Oh, so we have to wait for them to be sold.
I haven't got money.
You should have some.
Yeah,
money.
we
I gave
do.
you
We're
money.
to like 2,000
Unless you
GP.
spend
Yeah, but we're
I've got
rich.
2,000
I spent it
GP.
all.
They're
On
poor
ale and
people.
whores.
Oh, well, that
On-
sucked.
They're
No
so
wonder.
dumb.
I shouldn't have had to
Jack
have
and
all
Hoggers.
them.
That's why you went to university, because you're a rich
I spent
guy.
it all
Thank
on
you.
my stuff.
And
Poker machine.
getting better looking.
Yeah.
I'm spending all my upgrades on charisma.
Look, before I went to
Because in
university, I
this
was
world,
minus
poker
4.
machines operate by a little child behind them, turning a crank.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Nice.
Just
So,
this
yeah.
once.
Is this something where now we say, okay, we want to do this, and then a week will pass and we can go, or is there
Well,
something?
exactly. Well, the only thing is you now have an opportunity to stock up on any equipment you think you should
For
need.
wilderness trekking.
Exactly. That's the only thing.
I have
Oh,
everything I
but
need.
don't buy it. What do you mean you have everything you need?
Let
Do you
me,
have a
let me
bedroll?
just pull up.
Because
He's
I
gonna-
prepared myself
He's
when
gonna
we
eat
were doing
squirrels on
this.
the way.
I need a
Share
bedroll.
them.
I'll need a comfortable place to sleep if I'm out in the wilderness.
But,
What
One
happens
squirrel.
if you don't have a bedroll?
but
Then you have
I'm,
to
I'm,
snuggle with me.
I'm just assuming, right now,
Do you want to share my bedroll?
I'm just assuming
We,
that for the past week,
I
you,
think
can
a
just,
man
you
with a
all have the money to
Why
support
not? You just
yourselves in
offer it.
Kelvin
Come on, you mean.
for the next week. That's no problems. I'm just trying to find the bloody equipment list from the expert set. You might as well just go straight to the expert
What's
set.
your equip?
What's your
Let's kill her. Already did.
What the heck?
If I can bloody find it. Page 20, apparently.
Berata Bertanora.
Unfortunately, this PDF doesn't have links in it.
They were dudes. They were dudes.
They were dudes. And I will give you some free equipment that I assume you had money for.
Machine guns.
If you need it. So, iron rations sounds like a good idea. Standard rations is another option, which will last, they'll probably last long enough for you, for your option.
Unlimited
I've got iron rations written here.
Yeah,
Do
I've
you
already
need-
got
is
that
it
stuff.
No.
one of
okay.
these you eat and that's a day, or
I'm just checking that. I don't know how long they last.
Usually it's a week.
so that's a week worth of food.
Rations. Preserve food for one person for 1 week.
Russians.
He
Rations.
said
rations,
rations because he's fighting for his rats.
So, 2 weeks would be plenty. Standard rations would last you, at least, you don't have to go straight to iron rations. Standard rations would last you this sort of shorter.
On some standard
Well, the standard rations are still a week's worth of rations,
Yes,
and the
they are.
iron rations are weeks. It's just that you can probably eat your iron rations after 6 months without replenishing them. And
Yeah,
they're
you'll
away.
just get scurvy.
Whereas your
that's-
standard rations will probably
John,
kill you,
8 years ago today.
or they'll cure you of,
Oh wow.
of tuberculosis.
If you don't have a water
Oh
skin,
my
give
goodness.
yourself a water skin.
I've
Was
already
the
paid
fellow
for that.
8 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
cool.
was our young years. We were
Stop
got the same
eating.
coloured
I've got
shirt.
iron rations,
I have
but I
one.
don't have
Sweet,
standard
sweet.
rations.
Give yourself one load of standard rations then to go with your iron ration.
I'll get myself one of those.
Yeah, so we can have one standard, one iron. Is that what we're doing, Dave?
Exactly. Give yourself one of each.
Now, is it going to be cold where we're going?
It's the summer or the spring?
Okay, so possibly not. Like, I won't need a big coat or something.
What was the other thing? Oh, water.
Give yourself a water skin if you don't have a water skin.
I've got a wine skin, that'll do.
I have a water skin.
No, I better take my water skin as well.
And a
You are a wineskin.
You don't all
True.
need to have a lantern, but at least a couple of lanterns amongst you.
I've got
would
6
be very
torches.
perfect.
Ray's going to carry the lantern out
You're gonna
front
be our
because
Trump.
he's the
I
magic
already
user.
have a lantern.
Yeah, you're our leader.
How does
You're
it
out
work?
I already
front.
have 2 flasks of oil. I have a backpack. I
Forever
have a
according to
50-foot
TV
rope.
shows.
I have a tinderbox.
We
I have
have
a
all the
water
good
skin.
stuff. Because you're a survivor.
I want a
I have
bedroll.
a staff. I have a silver
I've never
dagger.
seen one of those things ever go out ever.
Bang bang,
They're
Shazad
always on the
silver
walls,
dagger
burning
came
forever.
down.
Torches.
Yes.
Yes.
Other
Bang,
than that,
bang.
if you don't have a backpack to
Shazad
carry your
silver
stuff in, give
has
yourself a
been
backpack.
already got
Quite a
one.
disturbing
That's
song,
fine.
isn't it?
Excellent.
Telling me.
All right.
Oh, iron
Unless,
ration standard and iron
Started
ration.
metaphysical
assuming nothing else, let's jump forward to Moldane the 7th of Thalmont.
Hang on, I've got to cross off the dates then, Dave.
Yeah, do you do that? I didn't actually need you to do that, but do it anyway. As long as we
You
start
told
on
me
the
to.
7th of Thalmont. I did not. I told
You told me
the
to cross
opposite.
off the dates.
I told you to start on the 7th of Thalmont.
No, you told us it was back a week before,
Yeah, no,
which
it
is
was
Moldane
vital
the
that we prepare
28th
for
of
this day.
Vatamount.
Like I said before, you were hoping us to actually do some role playing, but what we're doing is arguing over the
No, it's
calendar.
all right.
So, just to confirm-
progressing it about the pace I imagined.
We're very predictable.
Glacial.
Dave, just to confirm, we've gone through Nine Dane, Losh Dane, Solidane, Lunandane, Gramdane, Test Dane, and now we're at Moldane.
Now we're back at Moldane.
Oh, okay, I just wanted to make sure.
What are all these words?
It's now the 7th
These are
of
months?
Thal-
where is
No, let's see, we're now at the 7th of Thalmont.
Lunadane, Grumdane, happy
Just
days. She
another
was Dane,
manic
Moldane, happy days.
Monday. We should
Sounds like days of the
Are these the names of the
I'm
days
amazed
of
at
the
how much
week?
amusement you're
Yes.
extracting from this. It's astonishing.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna die.
Oh dear, he's turning the beast
It's now
into colour
Moldane.
again.
Moldane the 7th. Okay, so we're waiting for a
The
boat.
7th of what?
Is that right? Of
Thalmont.
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 7th of Thalmont.
So it's
Right.
your laundry, the 7th of Thalmont.
Maldane. Look, now you're just
Moldane.
taking the piss out of something that you shouldn't.
Can I have a
Moldane.
You think it would help by reading?
freaking
Okay.
guys, while you're still like
Moldane, the 7th of Thalmont. It's just about the only date
Yeah.
that's been bandied around the longest. Moldane, the 7th of Thalmont.
Moldane, the 7th
You'll
of
never forget it.
Thalmont.
Right, the boat is waiting, and so is Carlinos, the merchant, with his crew of 9.
Are there any other passengers on the boat with us?
No, because it's a trading boat.
No, I know that, but I was just wondering.
So Stefan has
Well,
arranged
I look at him and I
for
say,
your
"Happy
passage."
Maldane to you, good sir."
Yes, it's like every other Maldane. But today is the first. Is my
Yes.
first trip up the river for the spring. I
For-
remember now. It's the
Ah.
spring. That's what it said.
Wow!
before.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Now that the snows have melted, now is
Yes.
a good time to go up to the lumber camps.
Right. Yes.
I believe I'm dropping you off at Misha's Ferry.
Please
That is correct. That would be wonderful.
No
look
problem.
at look at that. D&D First Edition invented Ubers.
Come on, my ship,
Oh yes.
my boat,
Thank you.
my mighty riverboat.
Is it
It has a sail and some rowers. Because I have
I've
to go
been trying
upstream.
to.
right?
I've been trying to practice my pickpocketing skills on the crew, but
Oh no!
all I've managed to
don't
get is some groggy underwear, so I'm giving up.
pick it up.
Actually,
Pocket.
while I'm here.
Don't.
Considering they're all dressed like someone from
Do you want me to hold
Bad
it
Age
for
of
you?
Movie, then-
I could hold it for you.
That might not work because they've got to get in the wraps.
No, I took some darkened photos.
I can probably provide you with a PDF of that handout if you want it.
That might be.
I'll have to extract the pages. Because I'm not giving you the module.
Oh, go on, give us the module and make it easier for you. But you might make it harder if we know what he's trying to.
Not that
We know
any-
what he's
I
trying
was
to
going to
do.
say it won't make any difference.
Not that I could stop any of you from downloading it from the Trove.
Oh god.
Other than
Why would we do this thing? Saxon, send me the link tomorrow.
Saxon wouldn't do that.
he'd pay for it.
He's already read the whole of Curse of Strahd. He's just so bemused at why I changed so much.
Anyway,
Dr. Mike told him.
Neither have I, Saxon, but don't tell anyone.
you set
Oh.
off up the, I think it's the Valaga River, I've already forgotten. It's one of those rivers.
Yeah.
I'm just
Let's
checking.
go.
We haven't been sent up the river, have we?
We
Right, being
have.
sent up the river.
It says here Ship's Creek.
Oh god.
Did anyone think to bring a paddle?
Indians!
At first, the river is flanked by rolling downs on both sides.
Oh.
But a few miles upriver from Kelvin, the forest closes in on the southern bank, but not on the northern bank.
I'm looking
That's a terrible movie. Why would you have that?
For the first time since you've known me, I'm showing genuine pleasure at seeing the forest. As
The
well.
home,
Wow.
its homelands.
Oh.
The river is narrower here and faster flowing, but the boat makes good progress.
Yeah.
But suddenly,
Yes.
there is a thud, and the boat lurches to a halt, momentarily throwing you off balance.
Oh,
A kraken.
No, they probably just hit a
the
snag.
Oh,
very
won't
rare,
you
the
be-
very rare,
Won't you be surprised when it is?
the very rare pygmy river kraken.
Carlos goes, "What has happened? Somebody look over the front,
Ray?
because I have got the wheel."
You're expendable.
Yes.
Boston will look over that.
Okay.
There's a chain just under the water, and it's hit.
I will report this.
I don't do anything about it, but I reported there is a chain.
Jane.
As a dwarf is staring at the chain,
Aye.
some chaps run out of the forest.
Oh, you saddies.
Pygmies? Cannibals?
No,
Pygmy cannibals?
scruffy-looking individuals.
I was correct.
I ready my bow and aim it at them.
Cynocephalon,
Do they look like me?
anthropophagi?
What?
No, you look like you.
My god, we're being attacked by Jono.
I surrender. You'll be a quicker death.
I leap off and drown myself.
Just so you guys understand, this is my home area. I'm wondering if these are my people who've attacked.
No, they don't look familiar to you.
I stand ready
no,
with my
these
bow.
guys aren't the normal people who live
Right.
around here.
Just give the order to fire, and I'll take one of these noobs
Eight
out.
chaps come out of the forest,
Right.
and
Right.
they've each got a bow, and they start shooting them at you. They've got surprise,
Okay.
so that's.
So this is just along the way.
Time to bring
Yes.
out the crossbow.
And sling.
Is a random encounter. Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun.
It's not in any way random.
Now look, I just want us to note it's almost 25 past 8, and if we get this combat done before 10, I'll be surprised.
So
I have a light crossbow.
Ah, we cringe before your withering sarcasm.
I have a boat,
Boat!
Boat.
Boat!
and maybe I should have prepped this earlier
Boat!
because
You didn't think
otherwise
we'd get
is
this
gonna
far,
take
did you?
5
Boat!
fucking hours.
You didn't think it'd take you'd get this far.
But in here
A boat people.
Pardon my Bulgarish.
are generic things like that to represent your characters if you want to.
Oh, I want my mini.
Well, if you brought it, you'd be able to use it.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't have
Oh,
taken my
boy.
boat.
Yeah, these squares are way too small.
No, it's alright. Just put me somewhere.
Blind.
Yeah, you're good
Is
for
that me?
you.
Is that me?
That's you.
Well, it's like real cardboard.
That's 'cause I
Fighter.
glued it on there.
Oh God, not again.
That's not me. Oh, hang on. Could that be
Fighter.
me?
I'll be somewhere at the side. Where are they? Above. We're above. We're not below.
There's an elf. There's a cleric. You're above.
We're above.
Don't put yourself in the hold.
Is there a thief
Now,
somewhere?
there's probably not. Oh, that's somebody else, but we can use her for now. Choose something and stick with it.
Have you got a thief?
I have a dwarf.
Have you not- have you got
Have
an
you got a
arm?
turban wearing magic user?
Yep. Don't we all?
I have a dwarf.
There are multiple dwarfs.
I do not know the phantasmal image.
It doesn't matter for this. Just choose something.
Okay, I'll be.
Choose something
I'll
that'll
be,
work.
I'll be the stellite.
I'll
guy.
be the one that says fighter.
Yeah, and I'll be this weirdo
Sure.
because he looks like he's got a helmet with a plume.
I'll be
on.
Daria for no reason.
Well,
Grab a random
character.
dwarf for me.
Yeah, because she's actually for something else. But I
Is
just
there a
pulled her
wizard
out.
type in there?
I'm trying
No.
to find them. They're all mixed in here. I probably should have got some out before we started, but
That's
Live
alright.
alone.
That's alright.
what have I got?
Now I should open up the
Lots
rules
of
to remember how to play.
and large
Magic.
beasties.
There's a lady with a baby, but we don't need her.
The
So.
lady with the baby. What do you mean a
I
baby?
did still
Well,
have you
I
got
didn't
prepared?
pull that one out. I said that it was
Well,
one in my hand.
according to my
I have
character sheet,
Pearl stone with sling.
I
It's a very
have
effective spell.
I have shield, magic missile, sleep, invisibility, and wizard look.
Oh yes, what spells did you memorize this morning? I'll let you take whatever. Fighter. I cannot find a thief to save my life. There should be a thief counter in here somewhere, but I haven't found it yet. I don't see much point chasing it down. I think there's enough counters there for you to choose something.
I've chosen.
I'm Daria.
Do we have enough diversity so that we know what's what?
Yep, that's Dave.
Have
That's
you
me.
assigned one to
Really?
me?
There's a
Two
cleric,
fighters.
so that's urban. You can be an elf for now.
Me.
No, Ray,
Shazad.
because I haven't found a wizard. There's a dwarf, so we have a dwarf. We know where the dwarf is. The dwarf's up the front.
Yes.
Dwarf.
Dwarf.
So is that
Dwarf.
everyone?
Dwarf.
No, I've been.
Dwarf and
Oh,
Oh,
there.
there's Dave.
I made it.
That
I'm
can-
here.
That can be you.
Okay.
Have we got everyone now?
Yes.
Is that true?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 characters in the party, 6 dudes on
Excellent.
the boat.
Excellent.
Now that you've put all your guys
There's a
away,
bird. Go and
you
grab
have to
them, pull it out
get them out
again.
again.
And now you'll find the dwarf, the thief.
English. Someone.
I'm just going to stick them there. Ignore what they look like. Pretend you never saw.
Do you know the game Zombicide?
They're just
Yeah.
guys.
I don't like the mechanics that much. I don't think.
Is there 8 of them?
1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4,
They've
5,
just released
6.
the Night of the Living Dead version.
Weirdly enough, I managed to,
Oh.
by grabbing a handful,
literally
managed to get exactly 8.
the
Oh,
house.
the
First scene takes place in the house. You
cardboard
arrive in the
backing
house.
fell off that.
I don't know the gameplay
yes.
of Zombicide.
Did
If you
I
don't
just
like
roll
it, how is it going to work with?
So do we roll
You
initiative
are
now?
Bad glue.
See, I really
No,
wanted to get
because
it
they're
'cause I love
shooting
the
at
movie
you,
so
and you can't
much.
do anything because they
But
have
it's kind of
surprise.
like-
Sucks to be you.
Oh. You're next to a zombie, or if a zombie ends in a square next to you, you haven't killed it.
This
bites
is the
you,
first
you
time
die.
I've run combat in D&D
Like what?
Basic
Like-
for something like 40 years.
Sucks to be
It
me.
doesn't seem to work.
No, more like
Okay.
30 years.
Pretty popular. They're about to release a Western version.
familiar with the process.
Magic dice.
I've already read the
I'll
rules,
watch
so
like
what's like that
later
bad?
first.
Magic
Yeah.
Because I will be.
dice.
Or like, you know, you don't die, but you get bitten once, and then you get bitten.
Does
the second
anybody
time,
get a
you're gone.
genuine 1970s issue
Really?
calculator?
Seems like you just die way too quickly.
No.
All right, I found the combat sequence table. We
I
can
still
now
love
start.
zombies!
Right,
Exclamation mark.
okay.
The side that wins the initiative acts first. Morale check, not applicable. Movement, not applicable. Already did that. Missile fire. Right, we're ready.
Excellent.
Who won initiative?
They did.
They did automatically.
Oh,
Sucks
good
to be
surprise.
It's an
you.
ambush.
All right. So they shoot their little bows. The range is going to be, I'm going to say, mediums now, and they have
You may fire when ready.
All right, we'll start with this one. Shoot at whoever that is.
Me!
All right.
Take that, loser.
18. What's your armor class?
How many of them are there? And how many of you noobs have bows?
Oh, that's right. Lower armor class is good, isn't it?
Now,
Yes.
you actually have...
Are you going to use your one magic missile that you have? Like, that's it. That's You've only got
I have
one,
a
don't
spell. It's called Fling Rocket at Person from Sling.
Did I get
you?
hit?
It's not a spell.
No, you did not,
It's as
because...
good as any spell.
Because the whales of the boat give you +2 protection.
Yes,
No,
the
I'm
whales
at
have come to
zero
rescue
armor.
us.
But the arrow literally landed right in, like in the side of the boat right in front of you.
Oh,
dramatic
I'm so
sounding
scared.
thump as it
I
hits
must
the wood
run
and
A meaty
down
thump.
below the
A meaty
hole.
blow.
Saxon, attempt to negotiate.
No time for that, they're shooting. Missed. 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 Only good roll I've had. 15 is a miss in this case. Oh.
Are they
What's
all
your armor
shooting at
class?
me?
My armor class is 5.
Okay, what's 15?
Just outed himself. That was his mistake.
Oh, just missed you by the smallest of margins. Missed and missed. All right, so a volley of arrows just came flying over. 2 of them very narrowly missed you.
I think they might not be friendly.
Well, we could yell out, since you're such crap shots, maybe you should surrender.
No, I'm
So
shooting
now
the
it's
closest
your turn.
one.
Right, okay.
Now, before you start rolling,
You're gonna
let's-
cut your tongues off.
all right. So the side that didn't have initiative
Yes, now.
acts first, and the first thing that happens is movement. Does anyone want to move
Well, I'm-
from where they are?
I'm right at the gun whale, so I don't need to do so.
Whoever that
the
fighter
gunnel.
character is,
Which
that's
one?
in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, I need to move.
I'm-
Get me to the edge.
Face the enemy. There you go, to the edge.
Get me to the edge.
Move me closer. I want to hit them with my
You're
sword.
next to me.
No, I'm going to
Is
bow
there
them.
some reason why we need to overlap?
Well, I'm trying to put them in the squares, and the squares are really, really tiny for
Oh.
some reason.
Are you going to complain some more? What
Yes,
else
go
would
on,
you
do it.
like to complain
Do it,
about?
big boy. Go and complain. Go on, tell him your squares are too small.
That I just printed this out. I found this last night and printed it out.
Yeah,
Thinking,
be
oh,
happy we've
yeah,
got
probably better
something.
prepare for the game.
It doesn't matter.
Who's at the back there? Who's at the back?
I don't know. Oh, yours. Do you need to move your cleric character anywhere?
Yeah, I should go next to the side so I can shoot as well.
What, over here?
Yeah, why
All
not?
right, I'll let
Everything
that
on
happen.
one long line and die like gimps.
Oh,
How about Dwarfy Boy?
The dwarf does not have ranged attack. The dwarf is going to try
Now the
something
ship
more
will leave
practical.
because we're all over
like
one side.
trying to,
I'm going to end up in the
uh,
water.
So, can it be lifted
All
up
those very
and
heavy
passed
armor sinks at the
over
bottom.
the boat, or is it go too tall? Or should I try and
a very
grab
good
it and yank it out of its
So you're going to need either a pokey stick or go over the side.
Oh, he's doing
I
something
think
with the
poking
chain.
stick would be my
Well, you have to
I
go
strongly
find
suggest
one.
the dwarf cannot actually swim.
Yeah, that's it. And given that he's on the armor, he'll probably sink straight away. Anyway.
This is
Yes.
so awful land.
So we will.
You'll need to
consider it-
rush off to the hold. By the way,
Yeah.
Karlanos has and his crew have run into the. Once the arrow started flying, they started running.
Okay.
Where did they
Okay,
run to?
I
On the
shall
boat.
follow after him. Ask for a
There
pokey
you go, yes,
stick.
they're taking
that'll-
cover.
Yeah, that'll save a bit of time actually asking him if he's got a pokey stick rather than actually.
Oh, there's
searching
definitely
for something.
pokey sticks, because you use them to push off and all sorts of things.
Yeah,
It's just a
yeah.
matter of finding one. I'm going to give you a round to find one. There'll be something you can
Sure,
use.
sure. Okay.
If nothing else at
Or
all.
belaying hooks.
Yeah, exactly. Belaying hooks.
Yeah, you
Go and
belaying
get
hooks.
Also known as pokey sticks.
Yeah.
Pokey sticks from Pokemon.
So it's your turn, and you can go in any order. It doesn't matter. It's just that your whole.
Do you want to
side
shoot
goes.
them for me?
But now that you do movement first, which you've
We've got
done, so now it's
information there
missile
about
fire.
weapons.
Okay, so we don't roll
So-
for initiative or anything. like that.
So
Well, we will
Particular
from the
sling.
following round.
Like
This
how
is
far
this
can
first
I go and
round.
what
You
damage does
lost
it do?
initiative automatically.
All right, I want to fire with my short bow.
shoot. Who do you want to shoot?
So,
Pick
well,
a target.
Closest to me, I'm this dude, aren't I?
We're going to assume you're at
That would
medium
be the
range.
closest
Yeah.
to you.
We're going to assume you're at
So I
medium
roll a
range.
d20
No, yes, roll a d20.
and add what to it?
You can add your dexterity bonus if you have one.
No.
Maybe
I
I need
don't.
to print this
I
out.
actually probably need to look up.
Do you
missile
get two
combat
shots
to
with
make
your
sure.
weapon?
I've rolled a
No, I
19
don't
though.
think that's a thing.
19, not bad.
I've got no bonus though, but I've rolled a
I need to
19.
look up missile combat.
Okay.
Because we've got different weapons.
Right, missile weapons.
I'm better with a sword than I am a bow,
Exactly.
but that's all right. I
So
didn't
at
do so
medium,
bad.
at medium range,
No.
there's no adjusters
Right.
for range. You get a bonus for dexterity if you have one,
No.
or a penalty if you have that as
I
well.
don't have either.
And then we just factor in cover, which doesn't apply in this case. So what did you roll?
19.
19. That will almost certainly hit one of these goons
Yeah.
because they have armor class 4.
Take it.
So look it up on your table just so we get a sense of what
Oh,
you should
armor
be able to
class-
tell it up.
they have an
You should
armor
be able
class
to look it
4?
up. Yeah.
So 15. Does that mean I needed a 15 to hit them?
Yes, that would be how that would work.
I like this.
Mm.
But then he wouldn't always tell us what armor class they have. So
Oh,
yep. So I've hit
I
them
probably
because
will.
I've
Should be
gone
obvious
above.
what they're wearing.
Actually,
if I
it's armor class 7. I was looking at the wrong guy.
shit. No, that's all right. That's even lower.
Yeah, exactly.
So I need it. Is it 12 or higher, or do I need higher than 12?
You need to beat it. So
You need to beat it. So you do need 13. Okay, well I've done it anyway. Do I roll?
Oh,
for-
actually, it's whatever that number is. You need to get at least that number.
Okay, so it is
Say
that number
2
and
hit
above.
roll needed, so you
Okay.
need to
Yes.
get that number.
All right, now do I roll for damage with my
Yes, you roll for damage. It's an arrow, so
Yes.
you roll 1d6.
1d6? Come on, pierce it through his eye.
Sure, but finding
One.
is just.
That stung.
I'm sure I've gone.
Who were you
past it,
shooting?
That was just
and
yeah.
there's
That
still tons of
yep,
things
that
I'll
could-
just flip him over as wounded.
okay. Yeah, cop that. There's more coming where that came from.
Who else is shooting?
Okay, I'll shoot the guy next to him with
Yep.
my light crossbow. Is the armor class 7?
Yes.
That's a hit.
Yes, good
How
job.
much
Damage.
damage do I do with light
I
crossbow?
don't know. I'm looking it up right now. Crossbow.
I better write down my crossbow.
Quarrel crossbow.
This
1d6.
is 1d6.
D6. That's 5 points damage.
Where was he?
That one.
I haven't
He's
got
not
that
getting back
far
up
yet. Swords, weapons,
Is this the one I should be
He
looking
doesn't
at?
seem to be
In the
quite dead,
recycling.
but he's not quite. He's
In the
not quite
recycling
happy
bin.
either.
That's not the one.
Okay, well I'll fling a
1d6
rock.
damage.
Yeah.
Stand
Oh,
up.
yes,
I'm
it
gonna get
is,
some
sorry.
water anyway.
You'll fling a rock. You've got a
That
sling.
is the one I'm looking
So
at.
in the case of a sling, you will actually be at long range, I think,
Yeah, that's probably right.
You can't search now.
which means -1 to your roll.
Just as
So
a
thank
matter of
you.
interest,
How
how
18?
far is it between the bank
But
and
-1
the
is
boat?
17.
Still good enough.
Yep. All right. Right. So for a sling, 1d4.
Oh, okay. I thought you
One
Roll
d4.
1d4.
Maybe B46.
1. So it's stunned.
Ow!
Just the nearest
Who
one.
was it? You're here, so
Larry.
let's say that guy there. Ow! That hurt.
It's a pimple just bounces off his scot. It's gone.
Yeah, yeah.
It stings, but it doesn't
Oh,
actually
it's an
do anything.
ill-fated rock that's hit me in the head.
Is anyone
It
else?
irritates him.
Has anyone else got missile weapons they're flinging about?
Yeah, I've got a sling as well.
And Ray
I was
has
just trying to
some
figure out how to
sort of
use it or
magic
what
thing
to
if you
do.
want.
Just roll d20.
Something.
As
Or
far
you
as I
might
can
not.
tell, I have bugger all ability, and if I use it now, I don't get to do anything else for the rest of the
So
adventure.
D20?
You have to go sleepies.
You'll go
13?
sleepy soon, don't worry.
You launch your thing and you
13?
go sleepies.
Sorry?
13?
13.
Turn you into a table.
Against armor class 7.
Yes.
That would be a hit.
Cool.
Roll 1d4 for damage.
2.
Where are you? You're here, so we're going to say this guy here. I've just got.
Come on, Ray, do it. Do some magic.
I don't know how.
Just two technical questions. One,
It's not turn. Magic comes later in the turn. Sorry?
how far is it between the bank and where the river is? You mentioned that there's
I've just called it medium range for short
long
bows.
walk to
I
the
haven't
bank.
decided.
Okay. And secondly,
Medium range for short bows
wanna
and
sit
short
down
range
now
for
and eat
slings.
what is the motive power of this boat? Is it steam? Is it paddle
It's
driven?
definitely not steam or
What did we?
pedals.
Okay.
It's when the wind's going in the right direction it sails, and when it's not, it's oars.
Saxon's
Okay.
going to blow up the boat.
Because we're going upriver.
Yeah, I suspected something like that.
Don't kill us all, Saxon. Don't do it. Don't wire the boat.
Wire the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I'm
know what
going to
you're
take
thinking.
out some of the mana crystals and put them in back to front.
Mana crystals. Where was I up to?
We do.
So that's the total of missile combat going on.
Unicorn power.
I need to go back. I should really print out this. I really should print out this reference sheet because it's one of those things I'm going to have to keep referring to fairly regularly. Where's it gone? I've
Act
lost
quickly,
it
we're fast
again.
losing Jono.
Sorry.
Even the unicorns can keep them up.
I didn't mean to fall asleep. The second coffee doesn't seem to have done Jack.
Have a third one.
No, I'm not having that third one.
Grow a kidney stone.
Yeah, that'll wake you up.
That would definitely work. I've done that.
Yes, coffee. Well,
Kidney
Did you
stones
actually buy the whole
are not
Skywalker saga?
no, I got it for Christmas.
Oh, okay. So like,
Exactly.
why would you do this?
Exactly. Why would I? Magic spells. Do you want to launch anything, Ray?
So, here's the thing. I've got
Lily Brooks is amazing.
5 spells written down. I've got 3 first level spells written down in my spell book and 2 second level. But I can't find in the rules anything to indicate that I should get that.
Get what?
5 spells.
You've got 5 spells in total, but you're only allowed to cast a certain number a day.
Which
I
would be
can't-
2 first levels and 1
and
second
2 first
level.
and 1 second. I think that's correct. Yeah.
Right, I should have said that somewhere clearly in the rules.
Yeah,
where
it's
I
not
could
as clear as
find
it could
them.
be. Yeah.
Oh, it probably is. It's just
I'm unfussed at the moment. If you want to use something, use it. I don't care. We'll just assume you've got
okay.
it.
So what's the situation? How many you guys have we killed any of them?
Well, you've got rid of 1 entirely, and 3 more are on the ground wounded, but there are still 4.
Well, I magic missile one of the.
All right, which just hits automatically, I believe. You just need to roll for damage.
Well, do they get a saving throw?
I don't know.
Actually,
Sorry.
they probably don't.
Does magic missile increase with the
Yes, it
his
does.
level?
It does. Let me look it up.
It does 2 to 7, 1 to 6 plus 1 points of damage.
No!
You automatically hit any visible target for every 5 levels.
There's no text. I can't look up text on this PDF because it's just as.
Yes, that's right. That's the problem. That's the problem I'm having.
So now I'm going to have to look it up manually. Just go, oh no.
It's looking to
A magic missile.
Like in the
Anyway,
olden
Dave,
days.
a magic
Try
missile is
page,
glowing
try
red.
page 35.
the librarians. will
So
say if you're-
when I get to 6th level, I can cast 3, but at 3rd level, I can cast 1.
Oh, this is like the summary. Magic uses. Where's Magic Missile gone? I can't even see it.
It's only first
Halfway
and
down
second
six.
level. Are you second level? Or third level?
Sorry?
just never.
What level are
just
you?
never go up.
We're 3rd level.
We're
Oh,
all
third. So this has only got first and second level. That's why.
We're rushing.
Need to go to the next one.
What came out was Russian.
No, the basic is first through third.
Swedish.
Yeah, 3rd level magic users can only use 1st and 2nd level spells.
Okay.
But
But it just seems a little bit dumb that
Just
it's,
give you a bit,
That's a page rate
bit
point
quick
out.
for my taste. I like it.
so the
Third
summary
page,
page
35.
just gives me some really basic information about range. It doesn't actually tell me how much damage it does.
Oh, okay.
I'm finding it though. I found the spells. It's they're in.
It's just good to have polyhedral dice back.
but
Just really is.
I need the
I
magic.
just want to point out that it's dumb that at first through 5 levels you get 1 magic missile, then all of a sudden at 6th level you get 3 magic missiles.
Oh, so you've clearly got the entry I've been
Magic
looking for.
shotgun.
So why don't you tell me what it says?
I have been reading it out aloud for the past 5 minutes, and you've been ignoring me, telling us how
'Cause I'm-
difficult you've been finding it to find it.
Because I've madly been trying to help you.
It does sound ridiculous, right? You think they change editions or
So what's the
something and
story?
improve
Tell me
it.
what the story is. Does it automatically hit?
It automatically hits. As I've been saying, the annoying thing about it is that I get 1 until I get to 6th level, where magically I suddenly get 3.
Yeah, fair
It
enough.
being magic, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Oh well.
No,
It
And
no,
becomes
is, it,
magic shotgun.
is it just D6 plus 1 or something?
yes, it is.
Right.
Well, you automatically hit, so go and do something good.
7.
Well, you killed a guy. Where are you?
You magicked him.
You kind of annihilated him from existence, actually.
Oh, that's right.
Mine's been a
And that's it. That's all you can do. That's it.
Yeah,
You're shit.
I just killed a man.
He annihilated the bad guy from existence. What exactly do you want him
No,
to do?
you
He cast a ball of green fire.
There was actually 2 counters, so I'm going to say you killed 2 of them.
Oh, look at you fudging the rules.
Well, because they were stuck together. I didn't.
There
realise
was-
there was 2.
Told you,
There was splash from
There
the
was-
magic missile was
they
there.
Conjoined,
that guy
they were
twice.
conjoined twins.
No,
Okay.
he just hit him
Let's
so hard
say that he
killed
did
him
kill
twice.
2 people instantly like that, and he's right near me. I duck and turn around to him and go, "Jeez, what was that?" 'Cause I've never seen that shit before.
To which he says, "What?"
But instantly, I'm a little bit more terrified of you, Ray.
The business
Because-
to be said.
That was like some heavy shit.
Gaze upon my sequence.
And I look at you and I go,
and tremble.
"Do that again."
Don't worry, I will.
I will tomorrow.
Is that
Never
a,
give the audience
Are you-
too much in one go.
You like Baby Yoda? Now you need to sleep.
Technically, yes, he does. All right, it's a new turn, but what's going to happen in the next turn because of this slaughter you've enacted?
Piss off.
Morale check.
You briefly see a guy wearing, unlike the bowman, you see a guy wearing a chainmail and shield, and he waves a bit, and then they run off back into the forest,
Yeah.
leaving their dead behind.
Run.
Dead and wounded behind them.
I like how he does it without making a noise, because if I was facing an enemy, someone raised a shield behind me, I would
obviously wasn't
see them.
expecting competent resistance.
No, maybe like they heard like the movement.
Is the chain gone all of a sudden?
No, the chain is not gone because it's attached to trees on either side. It'd be taking quite a task to
They
dismantle
didn't take
it.
their chain with them.
No.
But now that you've got time to do it, and we have sailors who are expert at clearing, obstacles, they can.
They clear obstacles.
Yes.
Watch out for the
But-
Kraken.
You
But
know,
in the-
like tree limbs which have been washed down in the spring snow melt.
But in the meantime, they actually have to pull off to the side to actually
Right.
pull the chain off,
Fair
the,
enough.
off the trees.
We should be ready
Which
for the
which
counter.
means
Yeah,
you
they might be
can
countering.
you can leave the boat onto the bank where these. In fact, a couple of guys
We
are
like
like.
examine them.
There's one guy going.
Cool, torture.
Yeah, I can go and get my arrow back. All right, what's their equip, Dave? Let's fleece them.
Yep, we want their
Murder
whip.
hobos.
How much are their boots worth?
Their false teeth were.
Oh yeah, pliers.
As you reach the bank,
How many damaged ones are there?
Slightly wounded ones.
well, as you reach
Traumatized
the bank, the couple of wounded ones take the pillar gut.
This makes taking
Oh,
their
yeah.
teeth much more convenient.
No, D&D has suicide pills
Yeah,
now.
D&D has like Russian mob execution pills.
No, we cannot torture them. What is this about?
So just to explain, they're wearing leather armor. They're armed with bows. They have a little dagger. They don't have much else on them.
No wonder they killed themselves.
Dagger? Might take a dagger. I might need it. I can chuck it occasionally, I suppose. I'll take one of the daggers, Dave.
Careful, might be poisoned.
Good, even better.
I don't know if you're examining them any closer than
What
that.
are
That's
they?
just- that's
What
just
are
from
they?
an
Is it-
external
is it- what
appearance.
sort of? Yeah,
What
what
are
sort
they?
of- Is it like
Some
a-
of them have green foam coming out of their mouths now.
What are
Oh,
they?
the daggers.
What do you mean? What are they? They're humans.
Humans?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
They're
okay.
these people. Oh, they're not.
No, they're
people.
not.
Well, based on their dress, they're probably. Well, their dress is quite poor, but they're sort of like equipped for being living in the forest. They're probably mostly Bulgarish, but not exclusively.
I look at one of them going, Terry, no!
So the really poor Bulgarian suicide squad has attacked. Okay.
One of them is surprisingly tall and blonde, which is not normal for around here.
I do last rites
Your
over
dad,
them.
maybe.
No, it's not my dad.
Um,
My dad won't speak to me ever since I became a thief.
he's got a scar on his face.
What would you do to me?
So, are you examining the bodies any
Yes,
closer
we'll
than
examine
you
the
can
bodies.
Yes.
Yeah,
externally?
I do last rites over them.
Thursday was morbidly curious by this practice of taking suicide pills. The green foam that they've got at their mouths is quite alien.
Every one of them has on their forearm a tattoo.
Ooh.
They're
I
playing.
was
So they come
going to
from Mount
joke
Druitt.
that I was going to check their foreheads and their arms for serial numbers for what batches they were cloned from.
Oh, fuck.
They're not clones. They're clearly not
Okay.
clones.
What's this tattoo that
They're
they have?
just really scruffy looking individuals.
It says mum.
Tattoo.
It's mum, but the
Oh,
Excuse me
like
for
that.
being vague and trying to
Yeah.
while I was trying to look at the rules. What actually? Who? They were just ruffians with bows shooting us from another boat.
No, not from the
bank,
boat,
sure.
from the bank. They jumped you from out of the forest.
Okay.
So what does the tattoo look like?
Oh God, I've lost my place because I went looking for
I
someone.
lost my point.
And my
I hate when
And
I
my
lose my
point.
point.
And my point.
I've lost the
But
point to
mostly my
live.
place.
It's a gerbil, rampant.
Rapper
Right,
trouble.
I'm back at my place again
Yeah, good.
because I was
You
actually
never left here.
I was actually looking for the reference to what exactly it looks like, but I haven't been able to find it. But basically, it's a symbol of it's a symbol of an iron ring. Let's
Right.
just say that.
Gotcha.
It looks like you might put on a slave.
That's like
Like what, through their nose or something?
No, not through their nose.
Like
Right?
slave collar.
Like a
Oh,
collar.
slave.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay, on a
would we
meta level,
suppose
that
that
sounds
they
like
are
something.
There's like a iron ring and there's chains coming out of it.
they are the slaves, we think?
Sounds like some sort of
or-
revolutionary movement.
On a
of
meta
idiots.
level, that sounds like something Asmodeus's cults would get up to, but I have no idea how that
Yeah,
works
you know
in this
him.
edition.
He's the guy from
What
the
do we
Flintstones.
know? Do we need to make an intelligence check to know this sort of stuff?
It's not recognisable
Don't
to
we?
any of you.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is clearly distinctive, and you'll probably notice it if you ever see it again.
Gee, that sounds like a subtle piece of foreshadowing.
We even may even notice on Mobius as we see him float 2 feet off the ground.
Is there any piece of information that we haven't?
They
yet
also
found?
have a small amount of money each.
Cool, we looted.
Loot 'em.
Loot.
Okay, so
Between them, you get 10 gold pieces.
all right, now
That's
who's
5
keeping?
each.
Who's look? I'm going to keep the party stash
How
this
is
time.
that 5 each?
5 for me, 5
Is
for me.
there any? Is there probably not my character, but just out of interest, is there any market for body parts?
Oh, dude.
Oh, really?
Perfectly sensible question for a wizard.
The
Maybe
dwarf
for
is
the
asking
guys
this
who
question.
wear this symbol on their forearms, there might be a
Oh,
market for
cool.
body parts.
We can cut off their arms and carry it
Okay.
in our backpack.
So,
That's
guys,
never gone wrong
I'm-
before.
I'm keeping the party stash. All right. So how much did we collect, Dave?
10.
10 GP.
Yeah, 10
all right. We'll
GP.
split it up at the end, and by the end
So
I
they
mean
have a non-specific, well, a specific, but we don't recognise a tattoo.
I'll probably find a picture or a better description of it somewhere, but I haven't so far.
But they all share the same tattoo.
They all share the same tattoo.
Bread.
They're clearly part of some kind of weird organisation.
Each one of you is.
All live in
Yes.
Mount Druitt.
Nimbin.
oh, cheating.
What?
No, I'm just looking up the golf. Like I said, oh, come on!
It'd be
come on,
cheating
come on,
because I
come
knew
on,
they were from Nimbin.
I've got to say that that no, if they come from Mount Druitt, you can tell because they've got the Southern Cross tattoo.
What did we
And
win a golf ball?
if they misbehave in such a way that they merit police attention, the police have the power to erase 1 star each time they get caught.
Yeah, so sorry, the symbol is more like foot manacles. I've got that now. Foot manacles joined by a chain, like 2.
Okay.
So 2 iron ring foot manacles
Okay.
joined by a chain on the forearm. That's what it is.
26. Is that me?
Okay.
So they're not conjure club.
26.
They're not what?
Conjure club.
Yeah, they're not. Which
But
is
they might be.
which is
Disco
nowhere near
Glittermore Death Squad.
nowhere near that accent. Not even remotely.
Give me here
The only thing in common
Oh,
is the
that
word
is not
club.
Culture Club?
Yeah, that's just exactly what I was thinking.
Disco
of.
Glittermore Death Squad.
Boy George
and
comes in.
Conjure Club.
Like Alice in Wonderland.
Anyway, back to where we were. So you go back on your journey. Get back on the boat.
Takes you by.
Slightly
Kalanos,
richer by a bunch of
Kalanos says, "I've never seen this before. This is not good news."
Do we keep the chain? How much is the chain worth?
We can't keep the chain. They had to cut it or something.
The tree.
No, they were going to specifically unhook it from the
Yeah,
trees.
so
They
that,
can
so
keep
that,
it.
so that boat traffic would not be
Let them
hampered.
keep the chain.
Okay,
No, we don't need
Captain,
the
have
chain.
you ever
the chain.
have you ever heard of these guys?
No,
We've
I
seen
have
this
no
symbol
idea
on
what this is.
I say, hold the upper hand with the tattoo on it.
Never have I seen.
Whoa! Look, I'm alive
Well,
again.
let's think of this more broadly. Is there any political unrest or whatever which may be
That you know
causing
of.
people to get desperate and go brigand?
Okay, I'll say something very broadly about the politics of this region.
Yeah, go.
So that
It's a
which is
frontier.
just an answer to your question and nothing specific.
Uh-huh.
Is it okay? So the Grand Duchy of Karamikos is a vassal of the Empire of Thyatis, right?
Yeah.
And within Karamikos, so it was originally settled by Bulgarish people, who are independent lot for the most part. But it's now a vassal of Thyash, of the Thyatian Empire, has been for a while, and there's some unrest about that, local unrest about that.
Right.
So down in this, the main city of Specularum is much more Thyacian, as the name would suggest, in character. Once you're in the wild north, it's much more Bulgarish, and there's much more sort of independent feel,
And they strongly suggest that the Archduke doesn't visit.
No, well, the Archduke himself is a Bulgarish noble, but he is a vassal of the
So
Emperor.
what's the connection between Bulgarish and Thyatin?
The Bulgars were conquered by the Thyacians and are effectively in the past. At least here in Karamikos.
And
They live in free Darakin, they live as Bulgars do.
And the Thyacians think that they should consider
Ay,
themselves...
ay, 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 ay.
Your lot.
The
Yes.
Thyacians think they should consider themselves bloody lucky to have been conquered by us.
There is also another vassal to the west, the Black Eagle Barony. The Baron has been notably rebellious about paying his dues,
Tributes, taxes.
tributes to the Empire of Thyatis. So technically, that place, which is not under Karamikos, well, actually, technically it is supposedly part of Karamikos, but the Black Eagle Baron has recently been quite rebellious.
Right.
Okay.
I know exactly what this guy looks like.
Vlad, the Impaler.
Yes.
So that's the broader political milieu in which you're in, which may be relevant to this or not.
Right.
But nobody around here, and they are locals, recognise this symbol. Okay, so as per arrangement, you are now dropped off at Misha's Ferry.
So this is all in the space of one day.
Like his
Yes,
character.
this is all in the space of one day.
Oh, so we haven't. Yep, I don't have to mark another day off the calendar.
No, you don't. And
Okay.
you were saying you'd be surprised if we managed this before 10 o'clock.
It happened.
We eradicated them pretty quickly.
It did. I was surprised.
Thanks to my
that was
magic missile.
partially
Yeah.
my choice. I just decided, then you killed so many of them in one round.
Sod this.
I just decided the
We
rest of
took
them.
50% of them out.
Yes,
in
exactly.
one
It
round.
saved him looking up how initiative happens. That's all I saw.
Exactly.
Right, I don't know how initiative happens. They piss off.
One day march to.
I don't know how initiative works, but they got none of it.
They got no initiative now.
I'm trying to find map K now. Oh, is that just this
The
map?
slave said to the DM, "Can we just go?
Yes,
We don't want to die here."
We're going to commit suicide instead because that makes sense.
Reminds me that line at the start of Guards by Terry Pratchett where he says,
Oh, that is map K.
they
Okay,
call them
that's-
the City Guard or the Watch. Their job is, halfway through the story or 10 minutes into the movie, whichever medium you're looking at, to rush the hero one by one and get slaughtered.
Nobody ever asked.
Nobody ever asks them if they wanted to. This book is dedicated to those 5 men.
That's it.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, you're at Misha's Ferry, which is, as the name would suggest, a place where the road crosses the river and there's a ferry.
Wow.
Amazing. What vivid storytelling.
By late afternoon, the boat reaches the jetty at Misha's Ferry.
Yep.
I had flavor text.
Okay.
As the crew help you off with your baggage,
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Kalanos calls out to Misha. So, in other words, it's not a town; it's just a ferry, and there's like a
Some dude and his daughter with a ferry.
yeah.
Okay. All right, I get it.
Hey,
Why
hang
are you
on.
explaining it to me?
Hang on, plot hole.
Oh, what?
Plot hole.
Now you're doomed.
We are still a day's march from Sukuskin
Yeah. How's that a plot hole?
because we're supposed to meet Kalanos
No, you
on
spoke.
the 7th of
Yeah,
Felmont.
you did
at
meet
Sukuskin.
Kalanos.
We did.
Kalanos, no, not at
No,
Sukuskin.
no. Oh, sorry. Okay.
You met Kalanos the boatmaster on the 7th of Thalmor.
Yeah, we did.
And you're off to meet Stefan and Piotr
Off
at
to meet the
Sukiski.
Stefan.
Aha!
So we're
I have
supposed to meet them
failed.
on the 8th.
They're expecting you on the 8th.
The 8th, which would make it
Tomorrow.
which would make it Nietden.
Excellent. I'm glad we're all up to speed. Anyway,
Not
back
near Den.
back to
Back
the
to the flavour text.
But I about
Yeah.
never do anything on Netkin.
And
It's
I'm going
our
to
Sabbath.
start.
Shush.
And I'm going to start from the beginning.
Please.
So by late afternoon, the boat reaches the jetty at Misha's ferry. As the crew help you off with your baggage, Kalanos calls out to Misha, "Hey, Misha!" but has no reply. "Don't worry," he says. "Misha often goes hunting with that old bear of hers." So, girl, woman, not a man. There you go.
He's leaving us alone with women.
"She'll be back before night and won't mind you making yourselves at home. Good luck!" Hey! He gives the order, "Cast off!"
This isn't going to be awkward at all.
And the boat pulls away from the jetty and continues upriver. Because remember, they were going off to the logging camps
Yes.
further up.
We should dismantle this place and build a fort.
So there's a cabin, a couple of outbuildings, but the main thing is a cabin
There's a cabin in the woods, Urban.
and a jetty. That's what you have to play with.
And everybody's dead.
Well, you don't.
Maybe the bear.
Different machines.
What are you doing?
Let's go and inspect the cabin.
Let's
Go
knock
up
on
to
the
the very least, go
door.
up to the cabin and knock on the door and see if
Exactly.
anybody's there.
Are there
you
3 bowls
immediately
of
notice-
porridge?
You immediately notice the door is slightly ajar.
There's a cabin in the woods with 120 corpses in it. How did the people die?
Come and see.
How about we find
Double
out
gas.
if there's corpses in there?
I've seen that movie. There
don't
are numerous ways which they could have died. I personally noticed there's a giant snake and an angry tree
No.
which were killing people.
What are you
Right.
talking about?
The movie
The House of a
Cabin in the
Thousand. Oh, yeah. that-
Oh, I
was
thought you were talking about
referencing
Come and See. Yes.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about Come and See, please. It's about Nazi atrocities
It's
in
literally
Belarus.
It's a World War II horror movie, basically,
Yeah.
but it's not horror. It's like
It's like, this really happened.
horror.
But it's a movie.
Yes, it is. Now, where was I? Yeah, the door's slightly ajar. What are you doing now?
Hello, I am entering the cabin.
Yeah, there's no reply.
So,
Okay,
so this
open
is
the
not a
door.
town. It's just a cabin.
outpost.
It's just it's just an outpost.
Okay,
and
what do I
he said
say?
there was no one home, that she's gone out with the beer to
Just
make
making
herself
sure
at
she
home.
might have been asleep.
I'm feeling like there's something wrong about all this, so I draw my sword.
I'm opening the door.
Oh,
what
you're
do
paranoid
I
of an
see?
empty room.
Looks like everything's more or less where it should be.
Okay, it doesn't look like there's been a fight or anything.
No, it doesn't.
There's
sounds
no
like fun.
half-eaten food on the tables or anything.
No.
Okay, I'm going to close the door, and I think we wait for this woman to turn up.
I agree.
It is starting to get dark.
Okay, well, let's say go make a small camp with a campfire,
Yes,
say 10
sounds
metres away from it, so that we're obviously
Yes.
not camping inside her private property, but close enough that
Okay. So as you start
It's summer after all,
As
or
you-
spring or whatever it
in
is.
spring, because I know that now because well,
Does,
it's the 7th of Thalmont.
It is.
It's late
Does-
late in the day
Does this
on
cabin-
Montaigne.
Thalmont is
Does
always
this cabin
so
have a
beautiful.
couch?
Not a couch because
Well, not going.
Something, that's not a bed I could lie down on?
I thought you were going to set fire to it.
No.
there's a bed and there's wooden chairs.
I just sigh at the soft city boy.
You go. You
Walk
go lie on
into
the
walk a
couch.
short
You
way to
don't
the
go
forest,
nowhere near it.
come back with some
Actually, outside there's a fire pit that looks like it gets used for cooking as well. It's
Mm.
just sitting around, and there's a bunch of those sort of stools.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Perfect. What do you say?
I find myself a blanket and sit in a chair. And
I
put the blanket
sigh
under me.
heavily, walk about 10 metres into
I
the
don't want to
forest,
be outside.
and come back with some heather, and say, "There you go, some nice soft bedding for the city boy."
I smile at you and
Me-
thank you.
Meanwhile, while you're looking around and looking to see if you can find some timber to start a fire,
Dress up as a grandmother.
you hear. "Roar!"
See, and I'm not outside with that shit. There you go. Good
So
luck.
was
Now
that
who's laughing?
you that sounded more like a bear or more like a dog?
It sounded like a bear.
Okay.
I got
Bear
bear
has
from
a
that. I thought
eye.
that was a pretty good bear.
Don't
Well,
freak
it
out,
started
guys.
as a
It's
bear,
just
but
a
ended
bear.
as a bit of a dog.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't practice my bear impression.
You weren't all up last night doing the bear
I just
impression?
can't bear
I
that.
think you was up all night.
I was not up all
You
night.
sound irritable.
Okay, Dave, unless the bear has surprise, I get up out of my chair to go to the window to watch. I want to see what happens to
Well, you
these
haven't
idiots
seen any. You
outside.
haven't seen a bear yet. You've just heard it. It's in the forest somewhere. But
Good.
It seems to be coming
There's a
closer.
bear in the
I do this out the
forest.
window.
There we are.
Roar. It does sound like a dog. Maybe it is.
Sounds more like those
I'm-
rats of enormous
I'm-
size from Princess Bride.
I've heard bears before, so I'm not exactly upset about it. But
Well, you know,
All right.
you know they need a certain
We should
amount of
make
All right.
yes, I'm not
We
going
should
to.
do a sheet for the bear.
I'm not going to attack it or anything, but I am
Pray
going
to
to
God, ask for salt.
keep a different.
I thought you meant make a lamb sandwich.
What are you guys doing?
I can't hear what you're saying. You
Stand
can't
up,
hear me.
Take up my
Right.
sword, my battle axe and shield, and simply
No, I've tapped on the window.
in what looks
and I'm
like a
signaling
defensible
back.
position.
Book.
So, are we talking?
Book sold, book sold.
What sort
sold.
of defensible positions are there in this
He's
area?
insane.
Not many. The fire pit's probably as good a place as anywhere to stand around.
Please, we're talking about a bear here. It's
Go
not.
go meet the bear and negotiate for
Here we
us.
go. That can be the
It's
bear.
spring. The bears
And we're
will
still
have
on the
woken
boat.
up
Okay,
from
right.
hibernation. They will
Sorry?
be hungry.
Remember.
Remember, she said she went off with a bear.
Yeah, remember Carlos said Misha
There
has
are
a pet
pictures of her
bear.
and the bear on the wall.
I know
okay.
Did he tell us
Okay,
what the
selfies.
bear's name?
Is there? I don't think
No,
there is.
no, you didn't say what the bear's name is, and neither does the module. But we could give it one.
Call it Winnie.
Boris.
Just see if it
Boris the
answers.
bear.
Actually, Medved. Medved.
Medved the bear.
Is that Bear Bear?
That's bear. Yes.
I don't think we can call
Bear.
it Bear Bear.
Anyway, assuming you do nothing, this bear bursts out of the forest. It's clear, it's got a couple of arrows in it. It's going. "Roar!" It's coming straight for you. What do
Shoot
you
it again,
do?
it's nearly done for.
No,
Get
no,
out of
no.
its way.
I just stand there and go, look unthreatening and say,
Oh!
"Bear, what has happened to you?" or something. You know,
I
make
cast
generally-
a sleep spell.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, you have a sleep spell?
Yes.
Okay. What's the range of sleep spells?
Whatever.
Spell.
If it's coming right at us, it'll be in range with
It'll
me.
be in range
It'll be in range soon. Just wait till it's in range. Hold your spell.
Does the bear need to make a saving throw? I suspect
It would.
does.
Are you still looking out the window?
Yeah, I want to see this. This will be cool.
If I'm going,
Yeah.
Does this window have glass? Because I assumed it'd just be a
Range.
I'm
he
doing.
said he took.
Range
Yeah, I'm doing this.
240 feet.
Well, you're definitely in range.
So
This is like Beatrix Potter World.
Why? Because it has an animal in it.
it will only
No,
affect
because there's
creatures.
glass in the window.
I never said there was
The
glass.
caster
in it.
can
They've got
only,
an
So what did
entire
you tap
game
on?
about it?
the
They've got
caster
wooden
can
shutters.
only affect creatures with 4+1 hit
He's
dice
tapping
or
on
less.
air.
He's calling me crazy.
You could give it a crack. Give it a crack. See if it
Come
works.
on.
The spell lasts
Long enough to get those arrows out and it bandaged up, I bet.
Then the bear will be our
44.
vassal.
Minutes?
Turns.
Seconds?
1, 2, 6, 7 rounds.
Oh, it'll be a sleep.
Turns, yes.
Now we can stab it.
Now, but I have to make some kind of saving throw. Do you know what against?
Probably
After we killed the bear, can tell us what happened.
I don't want to press the point.
spells.
But if it was 5th edition, I can
All right. I'm going to go with that. I just need to look up saving throws for 4th level fighters.
The bear's a 4th level fight. The bear's better in combat than we are. We need it.
The magic,
Mighty did not to be.
the magic unnamed
The
bear
bear-
of
the
the
bear's-
forest.
Not
The bear's owner
paralysis.
has been killed. Let's take the bear as a
Not
memory.
paralysis?
It doesn't actually say anything about saving throws on the thing.
Maybe it just automatically sleeps.
In the example, it just happens.
Really?
Yeah.
There's no saving throw?
No, not for
Nah,
bears.
come on, let him
Bears
just
don't
sleep.
get no saving throws.
Bears
You mean
don't
sleep
get
is one of the most powerful spells ever because it just always works?
Well, only for 4+1 hit dice or less.
Ah, right.
So how much hit dice does a bear have?
If it falls asleep, how are we going to ask a
I've
question?
often woken
Exactly.
up thinking that.
Well, can I just tell you something?
Yeah.
That's
I
how
would
lose
far
sleep
rather
at
ask the
night.
bear
I wake up
questions
and
when
I
we
go,
pulled
While
the
it's
arrows
asleep.
out and bandaged its butt.
I have that, but it's camels.
Good point. Yeah,
Never
so like
mind.
we make it a little bit more comfortable because I'm going to guarantee this is a very
All right,
uncomfortable
I'm
bear.
going to look up this sleep spell. I'm almost there.
Conveniently under S.
We'll
Just
put
stand up.
speak creatures as
For both sleep
in terms
and
of war.
spell.
And spell.
Effect creatures, yeah, all the
I just
creatures.
have to aim for magic.
Doesn't say anything about, yeah.
Imagine if that's how they.
Yeah, look in the example.
D for
There is
Deus
no.
Ex Machina.
Oh, it says the victims get no saving throw. So literally the last sentence.
Good
in
on
the
you, Ray.
description.
You knew that.
It's literally the last sentence in the
That's
description.
why he's the magic.
I see a
Maybe
loophole.
I have a
These
description,
rules.
different description than you.
I think I know why they
I'm
changed
using the
that.
description in the D&D basic rule set. That's what you're looking at.
Maybe I don't have the same basic rule set.
Anyway, it gets no saving throw and goes to sleep.
Yeah, the bear's asleep.
So
Sort of face plants on the
now
ground.
we.
Oh, we can loot the bear!
No, hang on, Ray. I've got to
No,
know.
we don't loot the bear.
Ray, I've got to
It's
know
got
the
arrows,
colour
that'll
of
be
this
worth something.
spell. Like, what did it look like when you were... Like, what's the colour of sleep? It's what? Peach.
Yeah.
It's
Like your
snoring.
shirt.
you know.
Slightly.
Okay.
Alright, how many
Yeah,
arrows
but
are
with
in
a
it?
little,
Two.
a little
So I'll
mauve
put the arrows
sparkle.
out.
And I
And
give
then
it-
I
Hang
will
on,
do
hang on. We rope the bear up
Gonna
Yeah.
rope
to
it over
save
the bear.
ourselves
I have rope.
and muzzle the bear
Good idea.
How long is it asleep for?
because it's quite
7
likely to
rounds.
shock it awake when we remove
We could
the
do that,
arrows.
so-
and
Long enough to
some-
tie it up
Oh.
and perhaps do something about the wounds on it.
Yes. Yeah.
But no
So
longer
we're
than
trying to help
So
the
we can't
bear,
do
but the
dressing.
bear's probably not going to appreciate help.
until
no,
it knows
going
it's
to be
actually
quite,
been.
It
helped.
seems, obviously,
No, probably not
somewhat,
even
somewhat
that.
distressed right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's asleep
was
right now.
Maddened
was
by
asleep.
pain.
So you notice something immediately about arrows,
Yeah.
especially his
Yeah,
character over
the
here.
Same as the ones that.
No, not at all.
They're elvish.
No, not that either.
I'm listening.
They're the kind of manufacture that you typically see from the goblin tribes of the Dimrak Forest.
Bloody hell, not goblins again.
Not the Dimrak
Made
goblins.
in Dimrak.
Dimrak goblins.
Not Dimrak goblins.
This, I'll just say to the group, this bear has been shot by goblins.
From Dimrak.
Shall I cue him?
Yes, and then we can eat him.
No, this.
After you cure your meat, you eat it.
Nice.
Shall I cue him?
Kill him.
Would make sense to cure him.
5
Okay.
points curing.
All right, you don't entirely cure him, but you certainly helped.
And we've removed we've bandaged the wounds as well. So, yeah, just.
While they are helping the bear, Thurston will stand guard and carefully scan the forest based on his description. Is there anything that I can see or hear sneaking out there, watching us, perhaps
No.
wanting to attack as well?
No, you don't.
What's the other side?
I will say something. Given the amount that the bear is bled, it looked like those arrows went into it a while ago.
So we could follow the blood trail.
They're like, it's not like you could.
I love this. What did you do in D&D last night? Well, we're a party of vets. And, you know,
At least it's not Sebastian the Hedgehog.
So you cured it.
Do you actually want to
Yeah.
do that
5
in
points.
the middle of the night? Because it is late in the
Yes, I
afternoon.
was about to say the sun is definitely setting now.
I suggest we stoke up the fire,
I've
and if
locked
we
the
want to
door.
go and track the blood stuff, we'll do it tomorrow morning.
I
But
agree.
you left the window
Oh,
open.
you,
yes.
hey, I was about to say, you're going into the cabin? Is that what you're doing?
I'm already in there. I never left.
Because as the sun sets,
Yeah.
you hear.
It's another bear.
No, it's a bunch of wolves. I can't do multiple
It's
wolves. I can only
puppies.
just one.
It's puppies!
Beastman, put down your pants.
Okay then.
One of the
Question?
tribes. One of the tribes of goblins of the Dimrak Forest.
sleep outside.
They're wolf riders?
We're going to build a fire.
If only I could open the door and get into the hut.
One of the tribes of the goblins of the Dimrak Forest are the Wolf Skulls, who are famous for riding wolves.
Okay, that sounds bad. I'm not saying that there's wolf riders on their way, but it does sound kind of like it. So
No.
I suggest we.
The
We've
time.
bought
I
enough
suggest we get
wood
the
and
bear
made a
inside.
fire. We're camping
No,
outside.
we're not. I suggest we, now that we've actually healed the bear, or at least as much as we can.
We can
That,
now
untie
that
it.
release
bear's
the bear.
waking up now.
Yeah.
Well, it can sleep by the blasted thing, but
It's
we're
tied
all
up.
inside.
It's going.
We untie the bear.
And then run into the hut.
That's how I'd run away from the bear.
I'm in the hut by now.
Okay, but here's the thing: we're tied.
Maybe you
to-
should have had one of those belaying sticks. Kept one of those so you could untie the bear from inside the hut.
Oh, we can just shoot it with arrows.
No.
Jesus.
That'll untie
We
the
free
rope.
the bear
Try
to the
and-
best of our abilities that we ensconce into the hut and take up defensive
Yes.
positions.
Did we know the name of that tribe?
The wolf skulls.
So we go into the hut.
I'm already on the bed. I got in the hut first,
There is only one bed.
and I'm in it.
There is a
How
fireplace.
times can you do a spell?
The sort of things you'd find in a hut.
Well,
You
Yeah,
see, light
okay,
the
well,
fire in the fire.
I'm
what
stoked up.
I've
Not a
written
hut, a
down
cabin.
seems to
I'm
be
already
different
asleep, snoring loudly.
in the
I've
rules.
stoked up the fire.
Right.
In the rules, you
And-
can memorize
and
your spells.
on a,
two
on a
at least
guess,
for a
I
magic
bar
user,
the
two
door.
first level, one second level.
I
for a
would be.
third
Yeah,
level.
that sounds reasonable.
But
Barring
you
the
can
door.
But if you leave the door
memorize
open, we
same
can fight
spell
them one at a
twice.
time.
Once you've used it, you've used it.
I'm
So
barring
if
the
you
door
memorize
and
the same
closing the
spell
shutters
twice,
on the
you can
windows
use
as
it
well.
twice.
They got to
But then
come
you
in through the
can't use
ceiling up
anything
there.
else.
Place
So you've
on
got
fire.
two slots, basically.
From
Two
underground, they're
slots at first
undead.
level and one slot at second
Who
level.
were undead? The
The
goblins.
people that are going to come under the ground and get us.
But that doesn't actually match what
Well, I'll
I've
add that
written
to the
down.
module. Right.
Okay.
We've already done that. We did that in your game.
What's that?
The church with all the undead.
It's a church. With
Remember the Saturday we had a day-long gaming?
No.
Was it Curse of Strahd we did?
No, it wasn't Curse of Strahd.
Anyway, let's go on.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember. It's 4th edition.
Yes, it was 4th edition. Anyway, the
Dave
sun.
is clearly traumatized.
The sun is set. It's dark. Are you like keeping a watch or something, or is everyone going to go to sleep?
He's in the bed.
We're hearing
watch
wolves
would
of
be wise.
wolf
You also hear the
skull
bear
tribes.
roaming around outside for a while,
The bear can
Fantastic.
keep watch.
It'll
but then,
piss off
but then,
soon.
but then he runs off. Yes.
Bye, bear.
We didn't even get to
I
name
can do
it.
two
All I'm
spells a
actually
day.
asking is, are you like keeping watch? You know, like
I am
taking turns
keeping
to
watch.
keep watch.
I am
overnight?
keeping watch.
That's all I'm asking. I don't know why this is hard.
I am keeping watch. I don't know about these idiots.
Except apparently for Dave, who's just going to
I'm
leave.
asleep.
every-
Oh, it was already asleep when I
Can I
came
say, I don't know if he's just being a pain or not, but that's actually entirely in character because he's a city kid who's never done this before.
in. And I'm chaotic.
Oh, are you? Ah.
So, in other words, he's a city kid whose bedroom normally contains food wrappers and.
I will keep watching.
You would have
Socks.
called me if you needed my help. I already said I wasn't going to be outside.
Because I am lawful.
Okay. Okay.
I've been watching it because I'm scared.
Despite wolves howling for a good chunk of the night, nothing else actually happens. You are rescued.
Does Ray get his spells back now?
Ray gets his spells back now.
Yeah, more sleep,
Okay.
more missile.
So,
Where's the dawn? Go out.
the morning has
Should
come.
we go and find this woman?
Yes, we should
Yes.
go find women.
Oh,
No,
God.
poke the fire.
We will follow
and
his blood
cook a
trail.
breakfast.
Remember, Stefan and Piotr expect you at Sukiskun by the end of the day.
Oh, well, stuff
Oh,
there.
yeah, where's
Let's
my
go to this
calendar?
place
It's
then.
now the 8th of
No,
Thalane.
yes.
I mean, you probably.
It's now midday.
Okay, no, it's not midday yet.
It is dawn.
I'm
Not,
should
not
we do?
midday, it's midday.
You could.
We cook a
You could
breakfast,
probably
then we make set out.
Yes, you could spend some time trying to see if you could find Misha.
Okay, we'll follow
Tell you
the
what,
blood trail.
because I'm a forest person, I know this area.
He's a forest person of the forest.
There's none so superior as
he
forest
wouldn't have
folk.
done that.
Where do you suggest looking first?
I'm just going to have. Well, the bear wandered off in the night.
Yes, it's now the 8th of Thalmor.
It's now the 8th of Thalmont. It's
The
Nidian.
8th of Thalmont.
Nidian, the 8th of Thalmont.
We have to get the
I will
giant
be
bar
back.
lambs.
I will be back before the sun has
Uh-oh.
sun has risen.
I'll
Okay,
be, I'll
off
be
you
back in a
go.
minute.
Sun has got to them.
Quick, Jono, read the module. Let's know what we have to do.
Read.
I just needed.
Hurry!
Well, I think I don't know. I'm maybe being a bit harsh here, but could we shoot for role playing? You know,
Shoot for roll.
We are. I was
I
asleep.
win.
I was asleep.
And I
you
was-
are role
I
playing
was-
very
I
convincingly.
was
at
guarding
University
his
Club.
body.
I'm just going to close the back door because you're
Why?
getting a little bit raw.
Oh, but air, Dave. But air.
Air,
Air, Dave.
air.
Dave.
Very hot.
We'll be quiet. We'll be quiet. We promise.
No,
We're
sorry, no
You sound like my
person
year
will
10
trust
class.
us.
Don't lock us in,
I love how much you're helping me out here. That's great.
What? It's going really well. I'm enjoying it.
Good, good. That wasn't what I was referring to, but never mind.
Oh, with us with the noise.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we'll be quiet.
All right, now. Oh, it's only up.
Now, is Jono, is Menkislav moving at dawn or before dawn?
No, I will be back. Sorry, when I said before this, I meant before the main part of the morning.
Okay.
That's my nephew.
Come the
Very
dawn,
cute.
you're going to skirt out
He's a bit
on
older
your own.
now.
I'll start cooking breakfast. By the time you get back, we'll have food for you. You can report what's going
They
on.
get old.
That's
very
fine.
quickly.
Yes, I'm with you on that
Although,
one.
you know, with the, I've only seen him a couple of times
Yeah.
because of COVID.
COVID.
May I have a look at it?
So you know, he's grown up a bit since then.
Oh, mate, I know. Phil. I haven't seen the kids in 2 years, so I know you feel.
yeah. Anyway, right.
Gorgeous.
Oh yes, that's a bit about Misha's ferry. We know about what happened there.
Okay, so
So what's the plan this morning?
well, he's cooking breakfast.
Right, yeah, thanks.
I'm not going to make a huge deal of it, but I am going to scout around to see if there's anything
Right.
obvious nearby.
I don't know if you've got any thievery skills that can.
I've
help
got
us.
lots of thievery skills.
Yeah, but none are really about this kind of business. are they?
Remove traps, hide in shadows, climb walls, find traps, pick pockets, hear noise. I'm going to say hear noise is probably handy.
Yeah, give that a crack. But also look around for blood trails. Is anyone else doing that?
Yeah.
Sure. Why don't we all look and see what we
Do I
can
need to roll
find?
on something?
Ah, there's no skills in this game. Just roll and I'll make a decision.
I get 16.
Yeah,
Free!
you've got
I
no chance.
wander around the woods.
You
get
find
lost.
you find some.
Nine. You wander around after me and get lost.
Jono's character finds some blood, a bit of a blood trail, probably made by the bear,
Found a tree.
along with just vegetation pushed aside,
Nice.
possibly by something as big as a bear.
Sounds
Question that
very.
occurs to me: what side of the river is the actual ferry boat on?
Right now, it's on Misha's cabin side.
Okay.
So we can still use it even if she's dead.
Okay, well,
Oh, yes. Do you need to cross the river to march to Sikiskin?
Yes, we do.
Probably.
well, that's the point of landing at the ferry, isn't it?
Oh well, the road goes.
I thought if we were on the left of the river, then yes, we did cross the river.
Anyway,
I'm not.
right of the river.
I'm not 100% sure.
well, I see the blood trail, so I follow it for a little way.
Either way,
I
you
thought-
either cross the river or
I
you
thought the
don't.
map had some.
I asked for at least one other person to come with me, just so that I'm not.
I will come with you because I have lots of armor.
I will look at the map while you do that.
Okay, righto. So we keep.
Not that it's vital.
I
to
must
be
keep you alive because you can get me back to where I came from.
Okay, so I look
Sounds like
along
a
the
fair
blood trail. I think it was the bear. I think it's paused here for about 30 seconds,
So the bear killed the woman,
That's
then
very
shot
specific.
itself with arrows
And
to
then
belay our
it-
suspicions.
Then it roared quietly with pain, but not too
Oh,
quietly.
sorry.
No, very good. Yeah, you will need to cross the river here
Okay.
to take the trail to Sikiskin.
So I keep looking along. I'm padding madly here. Do I find anything interesting, like dead bear or anything like that?
You find another arrow of goblin make.
This is a goblin arrow again.
Keep following the trails of arrows. We'll find the
Okay,
goblins.
so I look around here. Are there any further?
No, the trail seems to be petering out now.
Okay, the trail seems to have gone cold here.
So this is where the attack would have happened if there's no blood to follow.
Well, you may not be. able
There doesn't
to follow
appear to
the
be
trail.
any blood here. There is an arrow, so
Surely if a
I would
bear
be
ran-
guessing that at least the bear lived to this point.
Are we following the way the bear went, or with? Shouldn't
Well,
we
we
be following where it
shouldn't.
came
We
from?
healed the
You-
bear,
you are
so it
following
should
where
not
it
be
came
from.
bleeding.
Okay.
It should not be bleeding away from our camp. It should only be bleeding towards our camp.
Yes, that's true. Good point.
Exactly.
So this is probably the point where the ambush happened.
Look, are you looking for goblin tracks?
Yes.
I think
Okay,
most
yeah, I'll look for
importantly, we're
goblin
looking for
tracks.
Misha. Misha
I got a
remains.
bear again.
I find nothing.
Yeah, you've
I reckon she's been captured by goblins.
the trail has gone cold. I'm afraid you can't
Oh.
find any more.
No, there goes that
We
on.
have
Oh, well.
failed.
We have failed.
I
I'm
think she's
sorry.
died now.
I'm sorry, Misha. Let's get back and have some breakfast.
Excellent. We don't have to pay for rent and board.
Bad luck, I'm hungry.
Raid a pantry.
Look for
She
value.
won't be needing
She's
any.
probably dead.
Look for
No,
value.
we've got our own food. We don't need to do that.
That won't rebound later.
Besides, we were talking on the way here. Both of us have got some eye on the bacon, an eye on some of the bacon that was in the package.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
We took standard rations with us. That involved bacon.
Cured meat would be fairly standard for standard rations, along with good black bread.
Which has two important roles. Firstly, it's
A
good
weapon.
food. Secondly, you could use it to bash people over the head,
Yeah, nice and dense.
Yeah,
Lasts about
that's-
a week.
just like Mother used to make.
Not nearly as good as a good dwarf bread.
Correct. That's right. The battle bread of Brian Bloodacres.
But
Anyway,
that's an artifact. Let's be honest.
Do they?
They've sanded the edges, and it looks just as good as new.
okay, I'm assuming you're setting off for Sukiskin now.
I guess so.
One
Right.
day's
We just
travel.
missed out on a real adventure there, didn't we?
No, there was not much else to go.
Okay, right.
I know what happened to Misha, but there's no real adventure around it. It's alright.
Oh.
I don't like that. That's past tense. What
But
happened?
clearly what's happening is that it's setting a scene. A certain amount of mayhem is going on around here.
Yes, it's not good.
Um,
So we head off after having some yummy black bread and bacon sandwiches.
Yummy.
The country people are enjoying it enormously. The city people are like, "What the hell?"
Hey,
it's about 18 miles from Misha's ferry to Sukiskin by foot.
But just before we set off,
Yes?
now whilst I don't want to raid Misha's belongings,
Okay, he wants to raid.
no, I don't actually, but I don't want to leave them lying around for somebody else to take.
Oh, we should take them for safekeeping. Yeah.
There is a jar of coins on the shelf.
Well,
A pottery jar.
Which added the party splash.
I'm about to. Do you think we should raid this
would
place?
goblins
Look for jewelry.
just a
In other words,
general-
nobody other
feel
than you
free
guys
to
have
give
been
me a
inside the
roll.
cabin.
Give me a roll for this if you want to. Goblins,
Jesus,
I'm
no.
assuming wouldn't. I'm just assuming goblins
think we
wouldn't
should
be
check
able to
the
read
basement?
a language that I could
Just
write a
look.
note to Misha in that she could read.
There's not going to be any.
Assuming
Not
Misha
this type
can
of
read.
world.
I'll just pull my gloves off.
Are there any evidence that we
The
should
most
carry this?
likely language that Misha would speak, of course, is Bulgarish, because that's a common language around here.
Does that have a written form?
In the Thaiatian script, yes.
Okay, right.
Is
one
there
of those.
anything in her actual hut
We
or
bury-
around that says
Sorry?
you could read?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not any books or anything.
Yeah, of course, I'm making this up now. Does Misha read? She probably doesn't have much reason to read, really, but maybe she does anyway. I'm going to say there is a couple of books,
An almanac.
which are rare,
Old almanac.
which are rare things in this
Okay,
place.
so I bury her coin stash in the garden, hide it, and write a note for her telling her where it is.
Or
Oh, then someone
or
else
just
will
carve
come
in the
in.
tree, dig, because that worked out well the other time that happened.
Okay,
Yeah,
that works.
yeah, that works. Do you maybe leave it on her fridge that doesn't exist? Yeah.
Mango on the fridge.
Now no one will steal it.
Put it on the table
But at least
in the
we
cut under a rock, just so the parchment doesn't blow away.
Oh, and write G3 in Dwarven runes. Actually, it would be Elvish runes, but anyway.
All right, so you're setting off for Sukiskin.
Yes.
You estimate it'll take you all day to get there, but you should arrive before sunset. Doobie-doobie-doo. As long as you don't staff around. Now you are travelling through. You are entering the forest. So Misha's sort of on the edge of the forest, but now you're travelling definitely into the Dimrak forest.
It would be lovely to be able to go home, but
Traditionally, so in the history of Karamikos, traditionally goblin country, at least around here, elf country on the other side of the river. Around here, goblin country, until the Bulgarish settlers came and drove most of the goblins either deeper into the forest or away. There was a long war between the goblins and the Bulgars,
A long war of attrition.
and now the goblins have been driven deeper into the forest, basically, and the Bulgars have settled various places around the edge.
Okay.
So I'm comfortable in this forest, but I do say to everybody,
It can be a dangerous.
keep your weapons loose.
No, at this point we indulge in the traditional joys of party order, marching order. Sorry. Who's taking point? Who's in the middle? Who's up the rear?
I'll bravely stand in the middle.
Okay.
I'll be second. 'cause
I'll be
I think
pointing.
Jono has to go first. Yes.
I will be at the front rank as well.
Where are you, Ray?
You single
Everyone's
file or side by
I
side?
will go fourth.
Who's the rear guard?
I know I want you to go fourth, but what order are you in?
Horns of the Buffalo.
Keep the magic user in the middle. He's vulnerable.
I'll go right at the back,
All right.
so I can get gimped.
He's the most
Are we going single file or side by side? Yeah,
Single file.
single file.
single file. Okay, I'll go
So
second.
we can
because
hide
the
our
file-
numbers.
Just because the forest
I
trail's
don't
actually
know
quite
who.
narrow.
That's
Like,
me.
Ah,
That's
okay,
Dave.
sorry,
I don't know who
Mhm.
everybody else is.
What a good
I'll just
idea.
put them in any order. It's fine, other than within the constraints that we've set.
I don't know who's who.
Oh fuck! I'll just do that, and then we'll deal with it later.
Okay, I'm going to put
Oh, no.
Dave at the end, Thurston after that,
Oh.
Ray
Yeah,
in
actually,
the middle.
put the local Bulgarish thief at the front.
Pussies.
We already decided that.
All right, good.
Okay,
Because he
I'm
knows the way to Sukiskin.
Saxon one big.
I'm rolling for hear noise.
I think Peter, you were second, and that means Urban is
15,
something
and
like
I've got
third
45%
next
in
to
that, so
Ray.
that's probably almost
correct?
certainly enough. I'd say.
It's a lovely day. The birds are calling in the trees.
The birds are calling. That's good. If there's birds calling, that means there's probably not goblins creeping around.
Well, goblins don't come out in the day mostly because
Yeah.
they don't like the sun. That's why they go
Okay,
deeper
so
into
that's
the
also
forest.
the fact that it's a lovely day is also a good thing.
Mm,
Mexicans?
yes, Mexican goblins.
Trump was
I'm
right.
I'm still wary, but I'm a little more relaxed now.
Sorry, I'm having Dr. Horrible's sing-along flashbacks. It's a brand new day, the sun is in the sky, and the birds are singing that you're gonna die.
Horrible.
Poisoning the pigeons at the park.
Now,
Ooh,
as the day wears on, you realise you're going a bit slower than you would have liked, and it's actually.
Because city boy over here.
And so the sun has. By the time you get close to Sukiskin, the sun is setting.
Setting.
A twilight hush has settled over the forest.
Are there
Oh,
any
bloody
fires
hell.
coming from Sikiskin?
Shh, quiet, I'm giving you text.
Okay.
And there is no movement among the shadowy trees on either side of the trail. The world seems at peace. Perhaps a little too quiet.
Too quiet.
Too quiet.
Then the silence is broken. A faint cry drifts on the evening breeze, which also brings a whiff of wood smoke. Ahead, you catch a glimpse of flames rising above beyond the trees.
Manafort.
The sounds grow louder. Shouts of
Wow.
men mingle with harsh guttural war cries and the clash of battle, while all the time the flames grow higher, bathing the forest in a pink glow.
The town of Sukiskin is on fire,
It's
isn't it?
party time.
Go with it.
I was just reading about the
Just go
people who burn their place down every 60 to 80 years.
Who?
They actually, weirdly enough, lived in the Balkans.
So what's our alignment? Should we
remember
just
their
turn around and go home?
may not be an option. You may get hunted down by
I
goblins. The forest ends on the bank of a fast-flowing river spanned by a wooden bridge which leads to a gate of a palisaded homestead.
We'll have to get past the trolls then.
The buildings are mostly intact but are lit by flames leaping from a barn to the left of the bridge. In a clearing on the far side of the burning barn, you can see the attackers, goblins. And from your right, beyond the main part of the homestead, come the cries of frightened horses.
Not the horses!
The horsies, that's what.
They're worth money!
Okay,
Exactly.
Protect the horses, otherwise we don't get paid.
That's
moving
where
moving silently, I fling a rock at one of the goblins.
well, we're gonna leave it there.
Oh, just when
But-
it was getting good.
Well, here's a little precursor. The first thing you'll have to deal with is
Lindsay.
Roughly how many goblins we
what
talking?
tribe do you think they're from?
It's
The
I reckon
lone
they might be
wolf.
from the
Wolf
wolf
skull?
skull.
Ignac
The lone
stupid
wolf
by the look of
tribe.
it.
Sorry.
Now,
Ignac the stupid.
Dave, do you want me to bring some goblins and some tiles next?
Well,
in 2
so
weeks?
I have got.
What do you need?
I've got all the counters I need for this adventure here.
Bring actual goblins.
Yeah, you can bring goblins,
Do you want to bring
but
some
I
stuff
have
for us?
counters. Yeah, you can bring stuff.
I'll bring some stuff. We'll bring some minis.
But what I'm going to use is the big map that came with the module. So
Okay.
there's a big full-scale map that came with the
Okay,
module.
cool.
Did the counters come with the module?
Yes, the counters came.
Well,
Well,
then we
these are,
should use them. Don't,
well-
don't go for this modern stuff.
these are a printout, of course. They're not the original ones.
They're not
I had
the
to print them
original.
out. And
But they're full
Move
of
them
original,
on.
aren't they?
But we could actually have real goblins.
we can have them mixed. We'll do it.
Real goblins. I
Yeah.
don't think we should have real goblins. in
Yeah.
it.
They're a bit hard to get these days.
Well, these ones have
They
all
might
the-
not stand on
These
the
ones
table
have all
for
the
very
different tribes written on them. 'Cause there's more than one. Oh no, I gave something away.
long.
Well, look, I'll bring what I can, Dave.
Jono's character knows that there are 3 tribes of goblins in the Dimrak
Bloody
forest.
goblins.
The wolf skulls, the vipers, and the other ones, whoever I can't remember.
What are they, biker gangs?
Yep.
Yes, basically. Yeah.
Goblin biker gangs. That's what we're up against.
I consider them a bit of a nuisance, really.
bikie gang.
Here it is: the red blades, the wolf skulls, and the vipers.
And the bikie gangs.
That's them.
It's a bit brave of them to be attacking town.
All right.
But they don't know we exist in the
Saying
universe.
for during
We are here to save the day.
during the,
I'm
we were
keeping
on our way to
the
school, and Miri was running late. And she jumps into the car, and she means to say sorry for making us all rush, but what comes out of her mouth is Russian. And the pause that follows, Grace up the back of the car goes, so yes, I'm Russian.
Yeah.